Yes. Or something like that. There's been a lot of defeat on this stream. You know, that's kind of been the running theme through this whole series. You know, there's someone on Twitch, what's his name, Lord BBH, who does a lot of these amazing 1cc attempts. I'm kind of like the anti-Lord BBH. I'm like, you know, if he makes these games look easy, I make them look like the hardest thing in the universe. But anyway, let's get on to what's relevant on the stream. Hopefully the sound on the games works correctly. It should do. Yeah, there's a bunch of games on here. I've played a few of these last time, but we're going to do the rest of this page today. So we've got Badminton, we have Bokosuka Wars, we have Chubby Cherub Destroy, you know, that classic, Dig Dug 2, and Doughboy. You know, I'm going to start off with Bokosuka Wars, because I might as well start off with a game that I know at least a little bit. Yes. Boko... Yeah, that doesn't really have any significance in English, I don't think, unless it does and I just missed it. But yeah, this is a bit of an odd game. This is... I don't even know how you describe it. Kind of like an early strategy game, maybe? Like prototypical. Basically, the idea is that you have to walk 600 squares to the left of where you start, and hope you don't get killed. Oh, also the enemies apparently respawn, which I didn't realise. In fact, I find the best strategy is to try to avoid them. It's kind of a... Yeah, the game just kind of works out like this. Fun fact, you wouldn't believe me if I say this, I actually did beat this game once. I can't remember if I used save states, but I know I played for it. And yes, there was a sequel to this game. Yeah, this screen, by the way, is the best part, but there actually is a bit more to the game than what you saw there. You're supposed to be able to unlock, well, I say unlock, you find, like, friendly units. I don't know if it shows it in the demo mode, but yeah, I'll just let the game play itself. Yeah, the game itself is pretty much entirely RNG, which I think is why it has the reputation it does. I remember back in the early days of YouTube, or maybe even before that was even a thing, where this kind of had a reputation as one of the worst games on the system. I don't know if that's actually fair. I wouldn't necessarily call this one the worst. I don't think it's good. I wouldn't recommend playing it, but I think there's more merit to this game than there is to some of the other really early games where they were kind of just bad and didn't really do anything. They were just kind of, you know, it's like here's a bad arcade conversion. I mean, like Super Raven, for instance. Also, apparently this demo mode doesn't seem to work properly. Yes. But, yeah, that is Bokosuka Wars. I don't know if maybe the ROM on this is slightly broken, because I'm pretty sure this demo is supposed to work better than you see here. Like, the character is literally just stuck on the bottom. Like, I'm not even controlling this or anything. So, I get the feeling the ROM here might be slightly broken, just given how so many of these other games have been. So, it wouldn't surprise me. Now, if you want an actual contender for one of the worst games on the Famicom, I can show you that right here. Doughboy is truly one of the worst. Like, this is a game that, if you're discounting the, you know, the nice code tat that I've played on this console, this is undoubtedly one of the worst. So, yeah, Doughboy is a game that I've played a bunch of times, and I've never quite figured it out. Like, I generally know the gist of it. I think it's meant to take place during the American Civil War. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's something like that. And I think this was Kenko's first game, or it was definitely one of their worst. Definitely one of their first, and also one of their worst. In fact, I cannot think of a worse. Yeah, I cannot think of a worse game they did than this. It's kind of funny, because last time on stream, I did play... What was it? The Bugs Bunny... No, sorry. Tiny Toon 3 Crazy Castle. You know, that classic. Which is not great. You know, controlled a bit weirdly. And certainly they fixed the controls in some of the sequels. But yeah, this game... Ugh. Well, Kemco did a lot of computer conversions in their early days, and yeah, they certainly got better over time. You compare this to, well, things like like the Mach Venture ports and that sort of thing. Yeah, they definitely improved, let's say. Because the Mach Venture games are generally fine. This... Okay, you're not going to believe me when I say this. The controls are incomprehensible. Because basically everything in this game is done with the A button. Also, you just have a lot of enemies that just spawn in out of nowhere. And it doesn't really make sense. Also, okay, so that time I got killed. Also, the game is a bastard and constantly spawns enemies in even when you've killed all of them. And it respawns all the enemies when you die, because it hates you and wants you to fail. I have actually gotten to, like, level 3 or 4, or however many levels there are on this. You're actually better off just ignoring the enemies completely, from what I remember. Like, this is how you play it. Don't even bother with the enemies, you're better off just avoiding them. Honestly, I'd say this is worse than Superman. Like, Superman at least has more going on. And this level is where the controls become a problem, because everything's done with the A button. So, you shoot with the A button, you have, like, these other items that you have to use by holding down the A button, and then by holding down the A button for longer, you can switch between what you're using. It is the worst system I've ever seen for controlling a game. Certainly on, you know, if we're talking on a console that has multiple buttons... So this is what you have to do. You have to use TNT, get across... I don't even know what this is. Maybe it's meant to be a bridge, but it just looks like a street lamp to me. But I'm sure it can't be. So that doesn't really make sense. Yeah, so you have to wait for that beep to go off, and then you can move. Also, there are enemies trying to shoot you off from off-screen. Because it's one of those games. Yeah, like there, I just randomly died. Thankfully, it doesn't respawn the... It doesn't make you do this bit again. I guess because they figured you have a finite amount of resources to cross this area. And making you do that again would just be a bit too much. Like, even for this game. Yeah, and also you warp towards the water as well, because, you know, Doughboy. I never really hear anyone talk about this game. I think the only person that I remember seeing talk about this game was Crontendo, who did call it, like, one of the worst games he'd ever played. I don't know if it was in his, like, bottom 10, you know, early Famicom games list, but it should have been. Because this is just... yeah, you want to talk dreadful. Like, there's, like, a lot of these, like, Japan-only games... The thing is, a lot of them were Japan-only for a reason. Let's just put it that way. I do know this was a conversion of a computer game. I think originally this was on Commodore 64. I might be wrong, but... there we go. You hide behind that and you're fine. Do you go off the top of the screen? Okay, there we go. I've never played Electrician. Is Electrician any good? Because I remember seeing it, but I never played it. Yeah, this almost looks like Atari 2600. Like, this does not look like a Famicom game. And I'm not going to lie, I don't remember what you do on this bit. Like, there's tanks, and I don't remember what you do with the tanks. Oh, actually, I think I remember what you do. Yeah, so sometimes you walk into enemies and you die. Other times they die. Like, there's no consistency. Usually in games like this, when enemy touches you, you get killed. But occasionally, it just decides that the enemy dies instead. I do remember that, yeah, eventually, like, tanks show up and you have to avoid them. Or it's on, like, the right end of the level, I think. So, one of these barrels has a key in it. I don't know if it's predetermined or if it's random. I'm guessing it's random, but I genuinely can't remember. Yeah, so here we go. So, like, a tank shows up. Like, were tanks even a thing during the American Civil War? I actually don't know. You know, I'm not really much of a much of a historian for American history. Even though I actually did do American history when I was at school, but, you know. Also, the enemies can kill the other enemies, which is kind of interesting. I suppose I got that going for it. Hold on. Is this one of those things where, like, the last barrel that you break is the one that has the thing? You need to beat the level? Because this is totally the kind of game that would do that. Also, like, the enemies just constantly spawning without warning. Well, I say constantly, but... constant enough for it to be a problem. Let's put it that way. Also, you see just how, like, bad the collision detection is. Like, I was obviously walking over the key and the game didn't register it. Yeah, that's kind of the level we're dealing with here. You know, and again, like, Bokosuka Wars has a reputation as one of the worst, but play this game and then go back to Bokosuka Wars. Like, Bokosuka Wars at least, like, consistently works, even if it is random. And, okay, this level, I don't think I remember how you're actually supposed to do this. Oh, was it World War I? I thought this was American Civil War. Yeah, I'm going to say for the record, this part, I have no idea what you're supposed to do here. I've never beaten this level. Like, this one, I'm just like, what the hell? You're supposed to use a different item, but... yeah, like, you see just how slow the game runs, too. Yeah, so here we go. Mines... which is pointless. Also, the enemies can inexplicably shoot through the walls. I'd much prefer if the enemies weren't just constantly spawning in. Like, I don't even know how you select items. It just kind of happens at random. Like they couldn't just use, like, a select menu... or just have you use the B button. Like, I'm pretty sure the B button isn't even used once in the entire game. So, yeah, how's about using the B button to select items? No, that makes too much sense. We need to just put everything onto the A button. Yeah, so you can see that doesn't open the walls. The mines don't open the walls. And I don't know if I have any other items. The game doesn't tell you anywhere. Like, whatever information you need... yeah, the game just will not divulge it. Yeah, like this bit, I don't know how you're supposed to do this. Yeah, it's like, okay, how do I even select the thing that I need to beat the level? Does anyone know how the controls in this work? Because I'm pretty certain I have, like, a third item that I need for this part, and the game doesn't tell you how to use it. Yeah, so, like, okay, ladder. So, like, I held down the B button, and it kind of randomly works. Okay. Ugh, finally figured it out. Now I'm just gonna get killed, because the game just decided to spawn a bunch of enemies in. And, like, you see just how miserably, like, this game runs. Like, this has some of the worst frame rate I've ever seen. This is like a bad SNES game in terms of frame rate. In fact, no, like that... in fact, no, that statement is an insult to the SNES. Like, the SNES was underpowered, but it's better than this shit. Just, no. Doughboy. That game was made purely to make dough. Certainly wasn't made to be a good game, that's for sure. Ugh, I need a better game. No, it's actually considerably worse than XZX's. Like, XZX's doesn't have a good frame rate, but there's at least more happening on screen. So here we go. We're going underground, do the Dig Dug dance. You know, it's funny, I don't think we've played Dig Dug 1 yet. But hey, we have Dig Dug 2. So this is a game that I've played before. I can never beat it. But to be fair, I can never beat this game, mainly because of the sheer amount of levels. There's something like 70 levels in this, I forget the exact count, but there's a lot of them, let's just put it that way. There we go. But yeah, if you ever played Dig Dug 2, just kind of like a weird... yeah, just kind of like a weird take on Dig Dug. They were like, what if Dig Dug... but now you have to just destroy an island. It's like, what? Also, you can still do this, which is kind of the easier way to beat the level, but, you know. Actually, did I play Dig Dug 1 on this? I don't think I did. But yeah, this game... yeah, I mean, the general consensus is that, like, Dig Dug 1 is the better game. I'm not huge on Dig Dug 1. But I do quite like the Famicom version. I think just because the Famicom version runs at a better frame rate than the arcade one, which is weird. But seriously, go back and play those versions, and yeah, like, you'll see that in action. Oh. No, apparently it exploded the wrong side. It's kind of the problem with this game. You can't really tell which side you're even supposed to be on half the time. Just kind of have to take a wild guess. I mean, to be fair, I was never good at this game. And I do know that the DS game took some cues from this one. I've never played the DS one, so I don't know what that's like. You know, if it's any good. If it is, I've certainly never played it. I think there's a trick to this one. Okay, it's not the trick that I thought it was. Yeah, I thought maybe if I, like, destroyed the thing on the... like, destroyed the thing on the side, and then the other thing... then it would let me win. Yeah, I'm sure there's some trick to this that I'm missing, but... it's kind of the thing. Yeah, it's quite possible. That does tend to show up on, like, clone systems like this. I haven't seen it anywhere, though, so it may not be on this one. I think it tends to show up more common on, what was it, like, the clone systems that tend to have, like, you know, like, inventor ROM hacks. And there are a few of those on here, but it is mostly the original games. But yeah, it's the ones where it's, like, mostly kind of inventor and nice code games. Because this system is mainly retail games. Like, the majority of these games are, like, real kind of retail Famicom NES games. So I'm going to guess that game is maybe not on this, but I don't know for sure. I haven't gone through every game on this list, but I don't remember seeing it anywhere. Oh, and there's a trick to this, I think. No, and it did not work. See, I'll say for the record, I'm not good at this game. I mean, I was never really good at the first Dig Dug either. And the fact that you can have enemies that overlap one another and you can't tell just from looking at it is kind of a problem. Yeah, I've got the... what's it called? 151 Real game that has the... yeah, which basically has this game on it. Yeah, I kind of had to cheese that. But yeah, I do have Blobbuster on, like, 150-in-1 cartridge. Which is funny, because I'm pretty sure the original Dig Dug 2 is also on there. Great, and I tried to press up and it didn't work. Because the game uses that, like, grid system from the first game. The problem is, in the first game, it's a lot more obvious where you are in relation to the sort of grid that the game uses. Where in Dig Dug 2, it's a lot harder to tell, just because of the way the graphics are rendered. Like, yeah, it's like the bits that you can cut into in the first game are the same size as the characters. And in this game, they're not. Like, they're about, like, 3 times bigger than that. And that makes it hard to tell if you're, like, lined up to be able to move properly. I think that's the main problem with this game compared to the first one. And maybe why people don't really care about this one, by comparison. So what else have we got? Actually, speaking of Inventor, let's play some Destroy. Yes, Destroy 1, or possibly Destroy I. Yeah, do you want to Dizigum? Yeah, this may look a little bit familiar. Gee, I wonder what game this is based on. Also, I can just do this. It starts to work. There we go. So, yeah, you might have played this before. Destroy 1, also known as Wrecking Crew, which is, of course, the original version of this. But here, they've changed all the graphics. The music is a little bit different, but otherwise, yeah, it's the same game. I like Wrecking Crew. Yeah, it's totally Ice Climber. You know, it's got the verticality of Ice Climber, therefore it must be Ice Climber. I do enjoy the Wrecking Crew theme, I must say. we go. Protect myself. Also, make sure you don't get killed by the randomly spawning fireballs. Because, yeah, this game does that. I mean, this was a Mario spin-off game, so... And considering that this was before Super Mario Bros., you're going to end up with, yeah, just kind of elements from original Mario Bros. That aren't in this game. Or that are in this game but aren't in Super Mario Bros. Yeah, I mean, the music's a bit different, at least at the start, but then you get into the main game and it just sounds normal. Also, there's 100 levels in this, I think, so I'm not going to be finishing this one. As much as I like Wrecking Crew, I've never actually played through the whole thing, just because of how long it is. Though I think you can just select any level you want, so, I mean, lack of continues isn't really a problem. Because you get a game over, you just reset on the level you're on. Just kind of whatever. This bit's kind of cool, by the way. Watch this. Yeah. How do you do this bit again? Like that. Oh, wait. Wait, what am I missing? Is it this bit? Or did they, like, change the graphics in a way that, like, breaks the game? Okay, legitimate question. Oh, hold on. Okay, I think I figured out what the problem is. Okay, no, it's skill issue on my part. It's not a problem with the game. Yeah, it doesn't help when they go in, like, the opposite direction to one another. And there's no attack. Yeah, Mario, he got himself a nice shave. Also, what's going on with the Twitch chat thing? Hold on. Actually, can I just, like... Is it possible to just, like, kill the enemies in this? Or is that not an option in this? Well, I'll just have to do that then. I suppose if you do it from the middle, maybe that works better, but I don't trust this game. Mind you, I mean, the colour palette in this version does make it hard to play. Or harder to play than the original. Also, yes, Spike, if anyone remembers Spike from the original. So there we go. Mario found the coin. Mario who... trying to hide his identity, but we know who he is. Well, that's not what it says in the game. How do you do this bit? Is it just like... I forget if you have to do anything with these blocks on the right. No, okay. I mean, some of these levels are quite straightforward, and some of them get quite difficult, from what I remember. And you can make your own levels, which is nice. Well, I'm gonna bait them. Here we go. Get them up to the bottom of the screen. I don't think these bombs actually do anything. There we go. Oh, also I've just made the level unwinnable because I've forgotten that I need to be able to get to that thing in the middle. Actually, wait, is this just instant death? Couldn't remember. Yeah, they couldn't be bothered to change that bit. Yeah, I mean, recording levels on tape. I mean, the problem is most people didn't do that because they didn't have access to their peripherals necessary to do that. Oh, also, yeah, you can do that, which is nice. Also, I don't know what the point of this is, but sure. No, that didn't work. I did like a frame too early and the game didn't count it. Did this game have a co-op mode? Or is it like you have to take turns? So I'm going to assume this is one of those, like, you have to take turns kind of games. Because that happened a lot in this, like, console generation. Because they didn't know how to do co-op at this point. Yeah. Kind of lame when when games did that back in the day. Because this would be a great co-op game. Unfortunately, they didn't actually program that in. Granted, I would prefer if this was the original version of the game, like, not ROM hacked. But unfortunately, I don't think this has the original Mario Brothers on here. Or not Mario Brothers, Wrecking Crew. Oh, also the game would just... Oh, no, I was in the middle of getting killed, but the game beat the level, so I got a little lucky there. Yeah, thankfully, if you're in the middle of dying, as long as the game, like, freezes in the middle of it, you're fine. Okay, let's, do this in a way that isn't going to get me killed, hopefully. Oh, no, actually, is this the one where they keep climbing up and then try to kill you? Because I don't know what you're supposed to do on this level. Well, I didn't actually die. I was in the middle of the death animation, but it didn't really work that way. Oh, this might be a problem. Oh yeah, this is like the, aubergine men, or whatever you want to call them. This is like, I guess, the reskin version of that. Okay, we're good. Yeah, find the coin. Hold on, I got an idea. Watch this. Boom! Yeah, this one you just kind of have to hope that you pick the right side. I don't know. I don't think there's a way to win that consistently. You just have to, like, pick one side and hope that you pick the correct one. Like, maybe there's a way to do it every time, but I don't know what it is. And not that it matters anyway. It's kind of inconsequential, really. Also, yeah, the thing is, like, Spike is actually the biggest problem with trying to beat this game. So, like, I'm kind of in a situation where it's, like, unwinnable. Also, I think I've just, like, soft-locked myself, because, yeah, I can't really do anything at this point. You know, like, the enemies aren't going to come down to kill me. Spike can't kill me. All you can do is, like, hit me and, like, knock me down the level. Oh, no, hold on. I can just do that. Yeah, thankfully the game has that in place to prevent soft locks from being a thing, so could be worse. Yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to do this level, because the problem is the enemies deliberately avoid walking off the edge, which would actually make it far easier if they did. I don't know. I'm sure there's something to that I'm missing, but yeah, that's Destroy One, or Wrecking Crew as it's usually known. You know, let's just get Badminton out of the way. Yeah. Yeah, what's your favourite Badminton code? Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4? What's that even mean? Like, is it meant to be court? Are you picking the court to go on? Or a court's just not a thing in Badminton? I don't know. Actually, you know, I'm just going to let this run on the attract mode. You can't pick Code 5. Sadly, that is not an option. So, if you want to play Code 5, unfortunately, you're going to have to get Super Duper Dyna'mix Badminton. Because you ain't going to be getting on this. But yeah, let's... Yeah, I want to pick Code 2, just to be different. Singles game or doubles game. So I'm guessing... Oh, thought the game crashed there for a second, but no. 2-piece singles game, I think that's one-on-one. And then this is if you want to play against the computer. Also, there's no one-player double game, which is a bit odd, but whatever. We're going to play as a girl. I don't know if there is any actual gameplay difference. If there is, I can't be bothered to look it up. Also, there's a continue option, which is a bit odd. Also, you cannot choose who to play as. Like, you have to play as Japan. So if you want to play as the UK, well, sucks. You can't do that. So, fine, we'll go up against Canada. Also, Pretty sure I'm not playing as a girl, I'm pretty sure I'm just... I think this is one of those where they... there's supposed to be more graphics than there is in this version. Yeah. Because I know that the... If I remember correctly, this game had 2 sets of, like, graphic sprites. Or, like, 2 graphic banks. And they were basically exactly the same, except the, like, player sprites were different and everything else was identical. Like, that's how they get around the graphical limitations, by just swapping the graphic bank to change the character that you're playing as. Also, yeah, I don't know how to really play this one, to be fair. This is one of those games, I've never played this one for more than, like, 5 minutes. You know, suffice to say, I'm not really an expert on badminton. It's just kind of like that sport that exists. It's kind of like tennis for people who want something that's like tennis, but isn't as, yeah, something that isn't quite as strenuous to play. So you do get different types of shots. If you, like, hold down directions on the D-pad, it changes the type of shot. Like, I was holding, like, right that time. But here, if I hold left, it does, yeah, like a longer shot. So there is something to this game. I mean, this, I think, was made by the same people that made Ice Hockey on the NES. Also, I don't know what B does. I never really figured out the point of that. Yeah. Does anyone know how to use the B button effectively? It's like trying to play a volleyball game, and you're trying to do the spike shot, but the timing on it is so, like, ridiculously tight that you gotta get it on the frame. Yeah, so this is really just a version of the game where they, like, hacked out the graphics. Has anyone ever managed to score a point in this game successfully? Because, like, even in the piece of shit volleyball game, I was able to do that. And I've never done that in this. Like, this game, I don't know. I'm sure there's some finesse to the sport of badminton that I'm missing, but... yeah, it's like I could do that. I don't know what I did differently, but... it might have been positional. Well, no, because that time he was doing, like, a backhander thing, even though I was clearly standing in front of where the thing was going. I don't know. I don't know if this is, like, secretly a good game, but... I have seen people talk about this game, and they kind of just write it off as... yeah, this game isn't really worth bothering with for more than, like, 5 minutes. So, I don't know. Maybe this is secretly a good game, maybe there's, like, some hardcore Super Dyna'mix badminton fan out there, but I've never come across them. And it doesn't help that, like, the computer is pretty much impossible to score against. Again, I'm probably missing something, but I don't think I've ever actually seen anyone score in this game. So you gotta... it's like the only way to do it is to, like... use save states or something. Yeah, why is it called badminton? Maybe whoever made the sport just didn't like mints? I don't know. Makes about as much sense as anything else in the game. Also, yeah, suffice to say, I'm not going to play this for more than one set. I think you kind of get the idea of that. I mean, if I can't even score a point, then why would I want to continue playing? I think that's kind of the problem. They kind of made the game too hard out of the gate. Oh, here's an interesting one. Chubby Cherub. This is another one of those games that in the early days of YouTube, like, everyone would just take turns to make fun of it. Like, this is also, like, one of those, like, infamous, like, this is one of the worst games ever sort of things. Which I don't necessarily agree with. This is not a good game, but it is not the worst game ever. I mean, this was made by, what was it, Toze, I think? Toze made a lot of bad Famicom games, and they certainly made worse than this. Like, what is it, Saint Seiya? That was one of theirs. Which is, yeah, not good. But, yeah, this is a weird one. This was basically, well, originally was an adaptation of some anime that, like, no one outside Japan cares about, to this day. And then, yeah, Bandai was like, you know what, we're gonna reskin this game for the US market, and just make it original, I guess. So yeah, this is kind of a side-scrolling platformer, but also, yeah, sort of not. This game is weird, in a way that I kind of appreciate, and in other ways kind of don't. I think, really, the whole side-scrolling, going from left to right thing generally works okay, but there is some weirdness. For one thing, you have to jump with the B button, which just feels incorrect. I can kind of excuse that for this game, because this did come out, like, shortly after Super Mario Bros. This, I think, was... When did this game come out? Like, it's had to have come out, like, a few months after Super Mario. Like, it did not come out long after that. Also, it is funny to me that you're still collecting rice cakes, or rice... You know, that thing that you see all the time in Japanese media, the rice treat. Let's call it. Rice bun. I don't remember the word. Yeah, I think where this game really falls apart for me is sections like this, where you have to just do, like, objectives that aren't really very well explained. So, you have to collect the fruit in the open windows, and you have to collect the right one, and then it lets you go to the next level. So that time I got lucky, but sometimes you'll open it and a dog will just land on you, and you just get killed. Sometimes it just lets you progress like that time, but yeah, you're not always going to get that lucky. Also, you can shoot hearts to kill dogs. In the original game, so the character, it was like a ghost or a penguin or whatever it was. A white thing that you play as. Who had a fear of dogs. And if the dog bark hits you, then you die. Which I guess made sense in its original context. It doesn't make sense here. It's like the dogs are just shooting the letter B at you. Yeah, like... Or no... Does it say POW? Like... Or BOW? I can't even tell what that says. Yeah, you play as a ghost in the original version of this. I've got the Famicom version of this on a multicart somewhere. But they're pretty much the same game. I think this version is a little bit easier. From what I remember, the power meter decreases a lot faster in the original version. Other than that, it basically plays exactly the same, I think. Yeah, it's kind of the one real gameplay difference. And even a lot of the graphics are unchanged. Because again, you still have to go up against dogs like in the original game. Which is kind of how this game works. It's like they changed the main character, they got rid of, I guess, anything that was directly related to the license, but even some of the more, like, you know, this is clearly based on some Japanese license. I mean, they still have the rice cakes and whatever, which feel like, I don't know, they're a bit out of place, considering that this is meant to be, like, the American version. Yeah, so this is like, you have to do this again. Okay. Yes, so you're playing as a cherub. Like, I mean, a cherub sort of is an angel in a sense, or a specific type of one. I don't know. As I say, I don't think this is one of the worst games out there. I mean, I'd gladly take this over the last game. I can actually get somewhere in this one, which makes it the better game. Like that Badminton game, I feel like that's a game that is, like, only enjoyable if I had a second person to play it with. I don't know, it's where you got, like, these weird objectives that kind of, yeah, make this game a little bit less good, where it's, you know, you have to open windows and hope you open the right one, because I'm pretty sure that it's randomized as to which window is the correct one to open. I think it changes every time you play, so you can't just memorize it. Or maybe you can, but I don't think that's a thing you can do in this. Yeah. Most important thing, try not to get killed by the letter B, because that's really your biggest adversary in this. Yeah. Kind of just feels random to me, whether you avoid it. Because the problem with avoiding those letter Bs is that they get shot in just random directions, and there's no surefire way to avoid them, and they have more range than your attacks do. Yeah, like this is definitely a game of its time. Like, this is the kind of thing that Bandai just kind of released in their early days. And yeah, they wouldn't continue releasing games like this for long. The thing is, I mean, Bandai were kind of the LJN, or the Acclaim of their country. Like, they're basically the Japanese equivalent to that. In that, yeah, their whole deal was just getting just tons of licenses, just whatever licenses they could get, and just publish just bad games based on them. Like, that was just kind of what they did. And I'm not saying that all of their games were bad, but the majority of them were, from what I remember. Just, yeah, games like this, and the Saint Seiya game, like the consensus on that, as that it's meant to be quite bad. I mean, this one isn't even that bad for Toze. I mean, they certainly did worse. I mean, Muscle, for instance, which I'm going to assume is on this console somewhere. We haven't seen it yet, but yeah, that's one that you always find on consoles like this, just because it's like a small early game that you can easily fit onto a console. This bit, I don't remember what you do here. Yeah, what you meant to do on this bit, I haven't got a clue. Yeah, it's kind of the thing. I mean, toy companies, they often just... Yeah, whenever they try to get into video games, the results tend to be not good, let's say. I mean, just look at Tiger and all their, like, shitty handheld games that no one in their right mind would play for more than 3 minutes. Or the Gamecom. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Muscle had a toy line. I mean, they at least bothered to get the license for that one, but... Yeah, that's that page out of the way. And yes, we are past the halfway point. We're going on to the 22nd page now, which is going to be page 21. Oh, good. Let's see what we've got on this page. So we get to skip another 50 games. Yep, here we go. Time for yet more nice code. Also, Mach Rider is on this page, so I guess this is the exact point on this menu where they ran out of real games to include. They were like, yeah, let's just stuff a load of nice code games in the middle. So, yeah, we've got the classic Burbles. We've got Air Alert. We have Awful Rushing. We have to play Awful Rushing. I think I played a version of this on another stream. But we have to play this, because it's Awful Rushing. Yeah, the black hole part, I mean, that's where the game really kind of tanks in quality. Like, the game does get worse beyond what I showed, but... Well, actually, no, this isn't exactly the same as what I played before. So, there are versions of this being one of them, where if you crash, you just continue from where you crashed. But then there are other versions of this, where if you crash once, you have to redo the whole level. And I think those are the versions I played on here before. So this isn't identical to the previous games, but it is very similar. Extremely similar, you might say. Also, yeah. Using the strategy that I used for Pobble, or Motorboat, or whichever one it was that I played. Yeah, just stick on the left-hand side, and just hope that you don't crash into anything. Also, enjoy the amazing chiptune. Yeah, Hot Speed. I don't think Hot Speed is on this. Not that it matters, because, I mean, we've already seen this game several times over, more or less. I see the blurring on my screen. I don't know if that's as a result of the capture device, or if that's just the game. How fast do you have to do this? Like... Yeah, you gotta do this, like, speed run. Like, speed, essentially. It's like, oh, you crash, like, 2 or 3 times, you're done. It's like F1 race. Yeah, you basically cannot afford to slow down. And this is the first level. But, you know, like, given how some of the previous games went, I feel like I gotta do this one. You know, even if it is... You know, I could just keep making fun of nice code music and until the end of time. I'm just going to keep doing that forever. At least this level doesn't appear to be random. Like, you can memorize this unlike some of the other games. Binging with... Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually watched that channel. It's one of those I've heard of it, but just... I don't know. Just never really got around to it. Yeah, also... Okay, so braking in this game is completely useless. Because it takes so long to brake that by the time you've slowed down, you've already crashed into the thing anyway, so you may as well just hold down the A button the whole time. Yeah, I feel some... I feel some good design on this. Also, yeah, jelly donuts. Yeah, look how long this level goes on for. And there's no progression meter. Like, Road Fighter had that, this doesn't. And Road Fighter was made decades before this. Yep, this is... I mean, there is certainly awful. We certainly can't argue with that part of the title, at least. And I would say that this is rushing in a sufficiently fast manner. You know, I don't think I actually beat the other versions of this. Although, to be fair, those ones, it's basically you crash once and have to redo the whole level. Which is probably why. I mean, like, I would try to use, like, strategy, like the braking and stuff, but because of how fast the game makes you go just to be able to finish the level, can't really do that. And the enemies are just positioned in ways that make them awkward to dodge. And good luck memorizing anything. Again, there's no progression meter or anything like that. So you don't know how far along you are to the level. It's like... Yeah, this is basically, we have Road Fighter at home. And I like Road Fighter quite a bit. Yeah, this can pretty much get in the bin. Like, I mean, this is just the worst. This is basically Road Fighter made by people who didn't know what made Road Fighter good. And also probably had to program it over a weekend. Yeah, like, the level just goes on forever. It's like, what are you supposed to do? I mean, if the game at least told me how far in the level I was, at least I have some idea. I'm trying to figure if I've played any of these already. I don't know if I've played any of these yet. I'm gonna save Mach Rider for when I need it. Let's play Sudoku. Oh, the theme song though. Yeah, I mean, we'll get to page 1 eventually, but we'll see how that goes. It would be funny if page 1 was the last one, but... Okay, well, by the way, there is no way I'm doing all of these. I mean, there's, what, like 60 levels? We're not doing 60 rounds of Sudoku. I'm sorry, I just can't. I've played through one of these Sudoku games in the past. It wasn't this one, it was, I think, Pseudo King. But, yeah, you ever played Sudoku? That game where you have to pseudo the coup. Okay, so we've got the 2's filled up here. Yeah, so you know that game where you have to put the numbers in? How do you do this? No, how do I... Okay. It's hard to tell. And I don't know if there's any penalty for getting the numbers wrong. I mean, I've been playing Picross on, like, the SNES recently. Yeah, it's like, okay, here's the free. Free! Oh, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gonna make you mine, but I get in line. 5, 6, 7, 8, my boots go. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. Yeah, I mean, basically how this game works is you gotta fill all of these... Like, you got 9 boxes of a 9x9 grid, and each one needs the numbers 1 to 9 in sequence. And basically each row, column, and box can only have one of each number. That's essentially how this game works. Not a whole lot to say, really. This is the game. And, as I say, there's no way I'm going to be playing through, like, even one level of this on stream, because... I mean, what is there to say, really? So, yeah, I can... Oh, okay, I wasn't even trying to put it in there. Yeah, great controls. So, I guess it's, like, the top right corner of the sprite. Yeah, okay. So you can make as many mistakes as you want, really. It's just kind of, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, everybody in the castle, come on, let's ride! Yeah. You know, I wish. See, look at this. I'm overwriting things, and I'm not even trying to. Like, This cursor is not very well designed. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. Anyway, yeah, that's... I mean, that's Sudoku. There's really not much to see there. But what about Aquarium? Maybe it's the Music-aquarium. Well, at least we haven't got any sound in this one. Okay, I don't remember exactly how this one works. You got this, like, weird frog person on top of the screen who's just dropping cheese and fish food into this fish tank. And you got to collect the fish food. I assume it's fish food. I mean, it could just be a miscoloured burger for all I know. It might as well be. But yeah, the idea is collect the fish food and don't collect the pizza slices or the cheese or the rocks. Like, what even are the black things supposed to be? Are they blocks? Are they olives? Yeah. Great animation, by the way. I like that. I wish I... Like, can fish eat cheese? Or bananas? Yeah, I'm going to just wait here at the bottom of the screen. This is a bit like Mad Christmas, but without the god-awful music. I mean, at least the audio in this doesn't make me want to die, so it's better than half the other nice code games just based on that. Okay, so don't collect the red thing. Collect the other red thing. Collect the smaller red thing and you're fine. Ugh. You know, I've never been a fish. But if this is what being a fish is like... Yeah. I'm not sure I'd want to be. Maybe that's why I'll be resurrected as my next life. You know, when the human race has gone extinct. And all that's left are the fish people. Yeah. I'll be here. In the distant future. Ready to eat falling hamburgers. Like, does cheese even sink? I thought cheese floated. You know, it's got the right viscosity to float. Certainly the cheese that's got holes in it. Like Swiss cheese. Well, I do wonder if this game has an ending, because I've played this one on stream before, and I don't think I ever actually played this one enough to finish it. I don't remember if I ran out of lives, or if I just got bored. Probably the latter, let's be honest. Like, how do you even lose? Is it just collect the black things and then you lose? Maybe. I mean, this game has to speed up eventually. Yeah, here we go. So that's what, like level 3? Nope, never on level 3. Okay. Oh, here we go. We're in business now. But I can still only eat the one sprite, and I can't eat the other ones. Also, sometimes I just pass through them, which is cool. Yeah, like, what is this hitbox? Like, sometimes I just pass through them. Yeah, like, I just randomly lost. Like, what was the, like, lose condition there? Because I couldn't see anything that I did wrong. Like, unless you lose because the fish food passes right through you. I don't know. Well, you missed a whole bunch of games. You missed Chubby Cherub. You missed Destroy 1. You also missed Awful Rushing and Sudoku, though you're really not missing much with Sudoku. Trust me on that. Okay, Arena. Let's play this one. I think I know what this one is. This is, yeah, the one where half of the font is missing for some reason. Also, you have to just stand on the bottom of the screen and just hit these dudes that are coming towards you. Yeah, this is one of the more kind of inexplicable nice code titles. This is one where it feels like it was intended to be something else, and then it just got reskinned into this at the last minute. And I remember the hit detection in this one being kind of broken, where the, like, flame sprites that come down towards you, like, they look like they despawn, except they actually stay on screen for about half a second after they've despawned. Also, it's got this song again. Also, a cool design where you can't actually get half of the enemies because of where they spawn. Yeah, from what I remember, you do just randomly get killed, because even though the flame sprite isn't visible on screen, it is still on the screen. You just can't see it. Yeah, like, this genuinely has some of the worst hit detection that I've seen in any game. Like, even for nice code, this game is, like, bottom tier. Just because the hit detection is so bad that it makes it almost unplayable. Like, if the hit detection at least worked as it was supposed to, maybe there would be something to this, but... yeah, it's just that fact that you just get killed randomly. Like, by nothing. It's like, this is some, like, Super Contra X level, like, programming. Like, are we sure Chengdu Taijing Dedong didn't make this? I mean, it may as well have been. Yeah, as I say, I mean, that... I don't remember where I put that on the nice code list, but if it's not in, like, the bottom 20 or so... I don't even know what to say about that bottom 20. That can be worse than that. Okay, let's play one that's a little bit better. Yeah, Air Alert. I love this tune, by the way. Also note this title screen, which I think is taken from... is it Galaxy 5000 or whatever it's called? Like that racing game that Activision did. Yeah, so this is... this one's actually alright. This is, well, a clone of what's called Astrosmash from Television. I like Astrosmash, so I'm fine with playing this. Yeah, this is basically... yeah, they made a conversion of Astrosmash and then reskinned the graphics. And I think this is one of those games that shows up like 3 or 4 times on this system. It's kind of a miracle that I haven't actually come across this game up until now. Also, that thing kills you like, instantly. I've forgotten what it was, because they changed the graphics in this one. But yeah, they reskinned this game so many times. Yeah, that thing, I don't even know what that is. It's like missile. So if you press B, it does this. Ugh. Okay, shouldn't have done that. That was a bad idea. Okay, so what's the win condition for this game? So I think if you get something like... oh, what is it? Yeah, I think every 2,000 points the background changes. Or it changes colour. Yeah, also note the fact that if you let an enemy land, you lose points. The problem is, the enemies move so fast that you really can't get them half the time, so you just have to hope that they spawn near to where you are. At least they have a sound cue. Yeah. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, I like this colour scheme. Let's keep it like that. Yeah, so every 2,000 points, the background changes colour. Unfortunately, I don't know that Nice Code actually went out of their way to try to make the colour schemes work. It's just... I mean, it didn't look great in the original game, to be fair. But it looks worse here. At least you can hold the button down to shoot in this, but puts it above some of the other shooters I've played. Where you have to, like, mash it constantly. I hate when games do that. Just, no. That's my assessment of that kind of design, just no. But there's no reason to do it. Actually, what happens if you let the score go to 4,000 and then immediately let it go below 4,000? Like, does it, like, just keep switching the colours? See if I could do that, actually. As long as I don't keep getting killed by the insta-death things. See, the problem is, half the time you just can't get to it quick enough. Especially when there are, like, enemies that are blocking the thing that you need to get to. I mean, for what it's worth, I mean, Astrosmash... I mean, I never got big into in television. I really just played it via the PS2 collection. But, yeah, I mean, Astrosmash is certainly one of my favourites from that collection. Yeah, nice. Yeah, this code is very nice. Oh. Oh, I was hoping it would change the colour scheme back, but okay. Because I feel like you could just glitch that out, in this version at least, where maybe they hadn't tested that out, but I guess they tested it out enough. Yeah, it's like if you try to, like, game for extra lives in Sonic, where it's like, you keep trying to get the extra lives by collecting enough rings, and then you get hit, try to get the rings back so you get more lives, but it doesn't work like that. Yeah, this one's a little bit on the easy side, I think. I do remember the original version of this being at least a little bit harder, though I could still play this for a while even on that version. So, you know, gameplay-wise, this isn't far off, actually. This is certainly one of the better recreations. I do wonder if I can get to the point where it eventually loops the colours back around, but I don't know how many points you need to get to that point. Couldn't tell you. Okay, I don't even know what I hit there. Like, was the enemy just overlapped her itself? Don't know. Oh, here we go. Here we go, a nice green sky, like in My Hero for the Master System. I don't know what it says about me that I see a green sky and I just end up thinking of My Hero for Sega Master System, which isn't even a good game, but I have that game somewhere. It's like Mega Drive, like 16 and 1, whatever it is. And that game's on there. Yeah, it changes to red when you die. At least it lets you know that you died. Like, at least it makes it obvious. You know, because, I mean, you think back to that Aquarium game where it's like, okay, well, how did I lose? Like, it doesn't make any sense. There's a thing about these nice code games. Some of them, like this, like, it's at least obvious how it works. Like, okay, shoot everything. Try not to let them land because you lose points. Granted, I mean, this is just ripping off an existing game, which is why this one is okay. But, yeah, you could do worse. I mean, honestly, I'd take this over, like, half the games I played on the previous page. If I'm being completely honest. You compare this to bloody Doughboy, or the Badminton game. Oh! No! Okay, I do not like this. Oh, it's just getting worse. I kind of want to keep playing just to see how garish the backgrounds get. How do you say that word? Garish? Garish? I don't know. It's garish, isn't it? This game certainly is. At this point. But yeah, like I said, this is one of those games that they reskin a whole bunch of times. And it's exactly the same game, but they changed the graphics slightly. Although, let's be fair. Considering the quality of some of the other games Nice Code have on the system, yeah, I mean, I'd take this over... I mean, I would probably take a reskin of this over, you know, Wonder Ball, or Wild Worm, or whatever. Or Hammer and Nail, if you remember that classic. And yeah, I don't really get this warp thing. See, like there, like I was trying to warp to the right, and it kept warping me to the left. It's like the hyperspace in Asteroids. You only want to use it as last resort. Otherwise, it's just not even worth bothering with. It's funny, actually, because this, sound-wise, is very reminiscent of Man in Red, or IQ Champion, or whatever it was. The Burst Bomber clone that was considerably easier than the real version, because you never run out of energy. Oh, oh, what is this background colour? Yeah, we've gone from green to, like, winter green. Like, very bright green at that. Like, if this is what the sky looked like I opened the window and it looked like this, I would think the world was ending. I'd be like, yep, time to prepare for revelations. Or whatever that word is. The rapture. Yeah. See, this is the problem. Like, no matter what I do... Oh, hold on. Okay, I may have figured it out. No, I did not. I thought maybe it was warping me to the left because I was holding right. But that's not the case at all. Because, like, I was holding right, and it was just doing it randomly. Yeah, so as far as I can tell, there's no... there is no strategy to using that. Just kind of use it if you need to. Yeah, where's pink jelly in this? Like, more of these games need pink jelly in them. I've only come across... No, I haven't come across any games on this that have pink jelly in it. Yeah, the Master System had the pink jelly basketball game. I do want to at least see if I can get to the point where this loops. Or if maybe you get to a certain point and the game just ends. Like in the sort of Buzz Bombers reskin. Or actually, thinking about it, the what's it called, Vectron does that as well. There's like 3 levels and then the game just ends. Like they just couldn't be bothered to port the rest of the game over, so they just decided to end it. Yeah, I wasn't going to get to that. Well, I don't know, maybe if you go to a different planet, you know, with an atmosphere, maybe it is bright pink, who knows? Maybe this is early morning sky. You know what? Yeah, this is pretty good for nice code. Even if it is a little bit dull and easy. Again, I definitely remember the original version of this had more challenge to it. And I think that there were options to change the difficulty. And this game doesn't have that, so... kind of a problem. There is a version of this. I don't know which one it is, but there's one where it has, like, the enemies are replaced with parachuting soldiers that you're trying to shoot down. Like in Burbles. Except, if you shoot some of them, they, like, multiply into multiple soldiers, because, yeah, they didn't really think about changing the graphics that hard in a way where it might make sense. I don't know what happens if the homing thing lands. Maybe you get killed by that. Cool! Yeah, the cool emoji, that's my favourite one. Yeah, it seems like if the enemies go off screen, you lose points, and... Oh no, if the enemies go off screen, you don't lose points. If they land, then you lose points. But I guess it's kind of assumed if the enemies go off screen, they just cease to exist. And you don't need to worry about them. Or they just, like, crashed into a wall and died. Maybe that's why we're only able to access this part. Also, like, note the amount of lives that I've got at this point, too. Oh. Okay, so I had 8 lives, and then the game just ended. I don't know, maybe I got to, like, the kill screen. But yeah, considering that the game does just go on forever and there's no high score or anything, I'm just going to count that as a win. Because, you know, whatever. Okay. What else do we have? So what have we got? We got Aimless. We have Burbles. Oh, we got to play Burbles. Yeah, I'm going to save Burbles for last, I think. Let's get Bugs War out of the way, because I remember this one sucked. Yeah, do you remember that shitty battleship game that I played? Well, imagine that, but bug-themed, and also not quite the same. Okay, let's see if I get this. Oh no, is it like random? How does this work? I don't remember. I gotta be honest, I don't remember this game very well. Yeah, this really is like the battleship game. Fine, I'll just go for the corners. Yeah, this is just the battleship game, except there's no computer to play against. Also, it doesn't seem like that opening animation corresponds with anything, because I'm pretty certain I should have hit one of them by now. Fine, I may as well just keep doing this. Yeah, just a bug-themed version of Battleship, I guess. I mean, at least in Police Dog Lacey, when it did the little animation where it, like, showed where the dude was burying all of his stuff, at least it actually made sense. It was like, okay, here are the parts you actually need to go to, and the parts you need to avoid. This game doesn't even do that. But yeah, I'm just gonna get this out of the way. I'm not sure I've really played this one for more than a few minutes, actually. But I'm sure I've seen a version of this where it actually just straight up had the battleship, like, theming. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it does. Also, I don't know what the lose condition is. I guess if I run out of bombs, like B31, like that, what is that? So I use this. No, I don't know how this works. But what happens if I use this one? Yeah, like, I just do this. Oh, I got one. And it seems like there are 4 of these I have to get. You know, just like Battleship. Or no, did Battleship have 4 or 5? I actually don't remember. It's been a while since I've really played the actual board game version. Okay. I mean, for what it's worth, I mean, I think the actual NES Battleship game is awful. It's just like... I mean, yes, you could play Battleship on the NES, but why would you want to? And this is just kind of a worse version of that. Because at least in that one, like, it sucked, but at least there was a computer to play against. Like, this doesn't even have that. So is it, like... Hold on. This one that I've got left... It's like 5 pieces wide, I think. Bamba. Yeah, Bamba Gascoigne. Fine, we'll just get this pot out of the way. Oh, okay, we're good. I don't know what the, like, -10 thing means. Yeah. Sad that they, never try to do a recreation of B-17 Bomber. But sure. At least it tells you, like, which part you hit. Which does help a little bit. Boom! Okay, I think this is the last one. So we might actually get to see what level 2 looks like. Because I'm not sure I saw that on stream. Okay. Win! Okay. So I got 1,190 points. Well, it seems like if you get all of them, you're basically guaranteed to enter a positive score. So unless there's a, like, you know, specific quota that you need to meet in order to beat the level, I don't know. Okay, I've got an idea. Okay, just to see if it is random. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here, because one of them definitely went to this bit. Also, yeah, amazing tip tune. Yeah, let's go for the corners. I also don't know how many levels this game has. Like, does this game end after a certain amount of levels, or does it just go on forever? Because I could believe either way, to tell you the truth. Okay, well, we've got one of them. But it's getting that really short one that's going to be the hard part. Are you enjoying the soundtrack yet? Well, yeah, I may as well just get the corners out of the way. Until I get that one that's like 2 blocks long. Oh. Okay, we've got whatever this one is. So that's a good sign. I swear I've seen another, like, Battleship ripoff that Nice Code made that isn't exactly the same as this. I think that one had a little bit more going on. Yeah, this is, yeah, just kind of that, but worse. And the original wasn't good in the first place. I mean, maybe, like, Navy Blue? What was, like, yeah, Navy Blue, that was, like, the, Famicom game. No, Rocky and Bullwinkle is worse than this. I mean, like, this is rubbish, but at least the graphics are sort of competent. That's more than I can say for Rocky and Bullwinkle, let's just put it that way. No, it's not that. Yeah, just stick them all, like, sort of near the corners, but not in the corners. I don't know if maybe it figured out my strategy. And if I run out of bombs, I guess that just means I can't use the power-ups anymore. I mean, I may as well use them while I'm here. That's a good question. I don't think any Nice Code games have voice acting, now that I think about it. I don't remember any of them having that. Well, let's try to rule stuff out. Okay, so we got this one that's like 3 blocks wide. And which way is it? It is this way. But I still gotta get the I still gotta get the 2 block wide one. Ugh, that's a good question. Oh, wait, is that all of them? Oh, I thought there was, like, one that was only, like, 2 blocks in length, but... Okay, no, I guess the, game decided it didn't want to be that cruel. Okay, we'll play stage 3, and then see if anything changes up with this. I'm trying to think. I mean, maybe Ghostbusters on the NES? You know, that one. I can't think of a worse one offhand. Like, maybe, see, I'm trying to think, because, I mean, there's voice... A lot of the bad voice acting is at least hilariously bad. You know, things like, you know, House of the Dead 2, you know. To protect the life cycle. Stuff like that. Which is, like, bad, but in a way that makes the game far more entertaining. Where, I think bad would need to be, you know, incompetent and also not entertaining. I can't really think of any specific examples, like... Oh, you know, actually, now that I think about it, no, the worst has to be... What was the NBA 2K game that was done by... What was it? They had, like, Spike Lee directing it. And, like, they had to get, like, the real basketball players to do their own bits of voice acting for the cutscenes, and... Like, it is... the most baloney shit you've ever heard in your life. Like, I could do better. And then you've got, like, the person who's playing your character, who's, like, an actual voice actor, and the difference is incredible. You know, it's like, I do what... you know, it's like, I do what's good for this team! You ain't my coach, punk! See, that's the kind of attitude that is not conducive to the team. It's just, like, how did that get through? Just... You enjoying the soundtrack yet? Because, yeah, it's real gripping stuff, you know, Bugs War for the Nintendo... Sorry, not the Nintendo, the Entertainment System. I don't want you to get them confused, but... You know, I mean, what would be, like, the 30 best games that we've seen on this console? I mean, trying to think offhand. I mean, Super Mario Bros. Obviously, but that's also on the NES Mini. I'm trying to think of, like, good games that are on this console that aren't on the NES Mini. Things like Tengen Tetris or Quarth, or, you know, Galaxian, F1 Race Gunnak, like, Rocking Cats. Like, I don't think any of those are on the NES Mini. Okay, let's try to rule this out. I mean... That one's kind of bad in an amazing way, though. I mean, Michael Owen's World League Soccer 99. That game is worth playing for the intro. Sadly, the demo disc doesn't have the intro. Yeah, I mean, Duck Eeg, you know... See, Nintendo's not cool enough to acknowledge the quality of Duck Eeg. Okay, so we gotta get, what is it, like 3 Okay, so I'm doing this through process of elimination. I've ran out of bombs. So we need to figure out where these last two are. Oh no, sorry, there's one left. I miscounted. So we gotta do it this way. Yeah, magic jewelry. We haven't played magic jewelry on this. I think it is on here somewhere, but we have not come across it yet. So hopefully we'll get to that one eventually. Magic jewelry 2. I'm gonna guess that that's probably not on this console. Okay, we found it. So we're trying to figure out if there's anything beyond level 3 in this. If there's more than 3 levels, I'm probably just going to move on. Because I think it's fair to say, if there's more than 3 levels to this, because, like, nothing has changed other than maybe, like, the things I have to remove seem to be, like, slightly different length. But other than that, yeah, like, you see 1,260 points. Yeah, stage 4. So let's see if this differs in any way, shape or form from the previous 3 levels. Because, yeah, okay, you look at this. So, oh, actually, no. Okay, this one does genuinely seem to be more difficult. Okay, we'll try beating this one and then see, because, yeah, now we'll go get 2 of the really small ones. So there's 1. So that's 1 out of the way. Yeah, the win logo with a bug. I read that and I thought, oh wait, was there some kind of, like, glitch with the win animation? It's kind of the level you have to expect with these games. Yeah, I are winner. I shall become the winner. Oh! Okay, you know, let's get the 2 size one out of the way. Problem is, I don't know where the second block is, because, yeah, the graphics don't really give that away. Yeah, so, of course, 1 in 4 chance of getting it. Not that it matters. There doesn't really seem to be a way to lose. If there is, I have not come across it. You are winner. Have you entered the R zone? The R zone! Okay, well that's the long one out of the way. I get the feeling that with the things that you have to get changing in every level, there probably is a finite number of levels, maybe, but I'm not certain yet. But I'm willing to give it a try. I mean, considering how badly some of the other games have gone, this is kind of my punishment for how badly I've done on half the other games today. Okay, so we got this one. This one's just hiding in the corner. Okay, we're good. But we still gotta get the other one that's like 2 blocks big, so this might take a while, depending on how lucky I get. Because we gotta get the corners out of the way first. And then pray. All I do each time is pray. Pray that I will find a bug in my garden again someday. Okay, we've got 4 bombs left. Fine, I'll just put this one here. I mean, technically this is definitely worse. Like, that game has a password system, and it has a little bit more going on. But that game also made me want to quit in the first few minutes, so who can say? Yeah, the music in this is definitely worse. I think we can all agree on that, at least. Like, the music in the real Battleship game is at least okay. Like, I wouldn't say good. I wouldn't go out of my way to listen to it, but it's presentable enough, you know. Okay, let's just try to fill the gaps and see what happens. It's probably on the right somewhere. But I'm going to start on the left and just work my way to the right. Yeah, see, this is what happens when you run out of bombs. You just like, well, now I'm just kind of stuck. Not that it matters. It doesn't seem like this game really has any kind of fail condition anyway. Beyond just, you know, playing this game in the first place. Is it in the middle of the playfield somewhere? That's what I want to find out. I'm just going to fill the whole playfield at this rate. I wonder if it is possible to lose by just hitting everything except the last piece that you need. Yeah, why am I throwing pills with Dr. Mario on this? Like, what's going on? Oh, we found it! Okay, let's see what happens when you beat level 4. Eventually. What's the bane that's going to be like, I used too many bombs and now I lost the game. I guess we'll find out. Oh wait, is that not it? Oh, wait. Yeah, it's because I missed this one. Okay. Oops. Okay, now we did it. Win! Okay, we did it. I think. I got 720 points, which may be a good sign. Okay, what is this level? They're just going to keep throwing more in. Oh. Okay, for a second I thought the game was just going to end. But it did not. Okay, well we've only got one smaller one to find this time. Yeah, actually, I'm going to just keep playing this game just to spite all of you. And if you're watching the VOD, then, yeah, you can just skip to the next game if you want to. I'll probably take a quick break after this game anyway, because my tea is running low, and I need something to drink to keep me going, so my voice doesn't wear out. But I'm just trying to think, like, what else even was on this page? I mean, we got to play Burbles. I mean, that's absolutely necessary. I don't think these games have kill screens. Some of them probably do. I do know that Toy Factory, if you get a few levels into it, the game just crashes. Like, it just crashes on the intermission screen, which is quite funny. Okay, so I found one thing so far, which is an encouraging sign. Yeah, so nothing in the corners this time. I mean, it annoys me that the, like, intro animation doesn't seem to mean anything. It's just kind of like they just stuck that in there to just be confusing. Fine, yeah, I'm just going to do this. See how far it gets. Thankfully, the level isn't bigger than this. I do have a sneaking suspicion that this game maybe has an ending, though. Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, and the bad news is I've run out of... Oh, hold on, no. Wait. No, they seem to give me more bombs this time, because this time I've got 3. Yeah, I got like 3 extra ones. So, what happens if I try to use this? Okay, it doesn't let me. It'd be funny if I could just glitch it out. Fine, we'll, still gotta get one of the 2-length ones. Let's just go here. Yeah, so Mach Rider is really kind of the only, like, proper retail game. At least this has one. I'll save Mach Rider for when I need it. Although this rate is probably going to end up being the next game. Because, I mean, you consider this. Oh, hold on. I'm looking at the thing. So I've got the shorter length ones, so I only need to get the one long one. Oh, we found it. Okay, I think I'm on the way to victory. Yeah, there's luck coming my way. Also, yeah, Mach Rider. Not a great game, I don't think, but though probably the best game on this page by default, let's be honest. Yeah, look at that. 1,000 whole points. Oh god, it's gonna keep going, isn't it? Okay, let's, yeah, should I keep going, or should I just kind of move on? I'm not sure what to do at this point. I'm guessing eventually it's just gonna be just the 2-length ones. Actually, you know what? I'm actually gonna look this up. Has anyone ever actually played Bugs War? Bugs War NES game? No, I can't see anything. I can't pause the game. So I can't stop the music. Not that I'd want to, but, you know. Hold on. Okay, there's a playthrough. I don't know if it's a playthrough, but it's a video that goes on for like 14 minutes. Is this a long play of Bugs War? Like, does this game actually have an ending? Hold on. Yeah, you got it in stereo now. No, actually, I played it longer than this person did. Okay, I think... You know what, let's just go on the assumption that this game is just endless, because no one's made the effort to play through the whole thing. And, yeah, maybe that's something to investigate in my own time. But for now, I'm just going to count that as completed. So I'm going to take a quick break so I can fill up my drink. And when I come back after the break, we've got such classics as Mach Rider, Aimless, Burbles, and Burrow Explorer. So, don't go away. So, welcome back. How are you enjoying the song? The Burbles theme. I don't think I even need to say anything. Like, I think this music tells you everything you need to know about this game. More than more than anything else. Also, hello Cyan, how you doing? Okay, let's actually play this one. Yeah, because we got to play Burbles. I mean, come on now. Yeah, you remember Air Alert? This is a bit like that, but like a bad rip-off version of it. Though, actually, this one does at least have a bit more challenge. I mean, that game, they kind of had to make it so that you just randomly lose all your lives. Even though you obviously have, like, 7 or 8 lives left. But yeah, this game... Yeah, I've actually beaten this game on stream before. So, I mean, if I don't beat this one, then, you know, whatever. How are you doing? I'm in the middle of playing the greatest game ever made. You know... Good old... Burble. Like, why is this game called Burbles? Why does the word Burbles have anything to do with what's happening on screen? Also, like, this is less a game and more just war criminal simulator. Yeah, it's like shooting the fuel in Scramble. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but just kind of how games worked back then. Yeah, also note the enemies do get considerably faster. Also, your health resets when you beat the level, which actually, I suppose, is possibly a good thing. I mean, if you, like, lost a bunch of hits. Also, note that the enemies that I'm shooting are in the same colour that my Jeep is. So, like, am I shooting down friendly units? Because I don't think that's how this works. Like, normally the enemy army has a different colour. No, I did beat this game. This, like, 3 or 4 levels, I think. This game eventually does end. Like, Bugs War, I don't know if that one ends. If it does, it's not worth getting to that point. Because it's kind of just the same thing over and over. Maybe that's something I need to investigate. Just in my own time. Because I can't see that anyone actually made the effort to play for it. Yeah. I like that. Like, if they land, like, they don't even try to attack you, like in Commando Raid or anything like that. Commando Raid being the classic Atari 2600 sort of shooter, where you kind of sit in the middle of the screen and shoot down the enemies that will try to kill you if they land. Like, you have to shoot them before they land. But at least they actually pose, like, a threat in that game. Here, you've just got this arbitrary, like, health meter. And it's random if the enemies spawn in an area where you can actually hit them and get the health. Sometimes it just feels like no matter what you do, you're just going to get hit. Definitely some luck involved, that's for sure. Because if they spawn on, like, opposite ends of the screen to one another, you're in trouble. Yeah, like that one, like, there's no way I'm getting those. Like, they're too far away. Like, my Jeep does not move fast enough. And you see how fast this gets, too. Ugh. Come on, I can do this. I can become the master of Burbles. Not that that title really holds any weight, but, you know, it's something. I mean, to be fair, I have beaten this game before anyway, so... kind of whatever. Yeah, it just gets longer. It's just like, yeah, we're going to have more enemies you have to shoot down. Okay. Yeah, like, again, this game, you basically are just playing as a war criminal. Also, okay, there is no possible way you can hit that one on the right without sacrificing the ones on the left. Like, that's, yeah, that's some real good design. Some nice code design. Are you sure they messed up the tempo? Are you sure that's not just intentional? Also, I get the feeling this is one of those games where if you lose, you have to redo the whole level. Yeah, again, like, a lot of these enemies, it's really kind of luck-based, in that you have to pray that the enemies spawn close to one another. If they spawn away from one another, you just lose. Like, there's no way to get them. It's like, here, I may as well not even bother going for that one on the left. You have to hope they spawn towards the middle of the screen. You know, I gotta go for that advanced Burbles tech. And there are multiple versions of this game as well. There's a version of this where you play as a fish, shooting down other fish underwater. And I don't really get the concept for that one. Like that one on the right, there's no way to get that. Again, your Jeep simply does not move fast enough. You know, and there's no warp function like there is in, you know, Air Alert. Yeah. Also, what's annoying is you... Oh, yeah. Great looking ending screen, by the way. I was about to say, you can't turn the Jeep around while you're moving it. You have to stop and then turn it. But, yeah. We did it! We conquered Burbles! And you know what that means? That means we beat 40 games in total. Yes, some nice code games have an ending, as evidenced by Burbles. Okay. What else have we got? We've got a few games left. You know, let's play Aimless, just so I can get this one out of the way. Yeah, I've beaten some nice code games on this. This one, I don't entirely get this game. This is... I think this is based on a game called Space Attack, or at least that's what the Atari 2600 version was called. I've played through that one. I never played the Intellivision version, so this is like an Intellivision, like, ROM hack, reskin sort of deal. This one, I don't really get this one. But yeah, they basically took Space Attack and, like, took out half the game. And added this amazing song to it. But yeah, this is it. Basically, what you want to do is hit the dragons and don't let the projectiles hit the crosshair. That's how this one works. Yeah, it's okay. We won the war, lads, just by slaughtering our own soldiers, because that's how that works. This one, I'm pretty sure, does not end. I think this is just one of those where it's just a single level that just loops over and over. But as I say, I mean, this, again, was based on an Intellivision game, and they just, like, took out half the mechanics and just made it, like, the world's dullest into-the-screen shooter game. I mean, this is basically, like... What's that really shitty, like, Mega CD game? Microcosm? This is like Microcosm, but worse. And when you're worse than Microcosm, you did something wrong, because no one in the right mind should play that. Yeah, some of the other games I've played have this song in them. Certainly. Like, there was, is it Pong Pong, I think, had this song? Ping Pong Song? I don't know. Yeah, but as I say, this, again, is just one level that just loops over and over. You have to shoot a few more enemies each time, but... yeah, not a whole lot to say. That background on the bottom, I think they actually took that straight out of, what's that game called? Attack Animal Academy, or whatever the name is. Just basically a, well, basically a poor man's, yeah, Space Harrier. And this is the poor man's Space Harrier. This is Poverty Space Harrier. Like, look at the way some of the enemies, they do that, like, spinning animation thing, and they just despawn in the middle of doing it, which is quite funny. And, yeah, the patterns, you kind of figure them out. I don't think I've even got hit yet. There we go. Yeah, attach a manure school. I've seen that video. But, yeah, considering that this is just the same level over and over again, and I don't think this game actually ends. I think this one just goes on forever. Again, if there is an ending coded into this, it's not worth getting to that point. But yeah, we'll do this level, and then I'll probably see what the death animation looks like, and then we'll just call it a day. Because there's not a whole lot to really do with this. But hey, I love the soundtrack. I actually did play through Space Attack once. I've got the Atari 2600 cartridge, and I looked up how to play it, and I just did it. I like how half the time they just go off screen before you even get a chance to do anything. Okay, let's see what the death animation looks like, because it's not really worth playing the game beyond that. Yeah, that's it. that is Aimless, and well, it certainly lives up to its title. Let's just put it that way. Oh, you need to get yeah, just a capture card that's better for that sort of thing, or maybe different output sort of cables for your NES, Famicom, whatever it is. Okay, you know what? Let's play Mach Rider. We may as well just play a real game while we're here. But yeah, Mach Rider. Another game where you get to design your own tracks, which is nice. You know what, let's... Yeah, there's no chance in hell I'm ever going to beat the fighting course. Let's do endurance course and see how that works. See how far I can get in this mode. But yeah, now, Mach Rider, I think I mentioned this earlier. I gotta be honest, I'm not big on this game personally. It's funny, because I like F1 Race quite a bit. This game, I'm just kind of whatever about it. Like, it kind of feels like the dry run for, what was it, Road Blasters. And there's a pretty good version of Road Blasters on the NES. I quite like that version. It's maybe not as good as the Mega Drive version, but it does play quite well. This, I don't know, this kind of just feels like, well, the poor man's version of that. Even if that version did come out years later. In fact, I mean, even the arcade version of Road Blasters wasn't out yet, so maybe it's not entirely fair to criticize this game for not being as good as that, but I don't know. It's just, it's one of those things. I'm like, I could play this, but I kind of wish I was playing that. And I mean, the fighting course mode in this is damn near impossible. Like, I think once you get to, like, level 2 or 3, you get all these obstacles that are just strewn about in random places in the road, and actually avoiding them is, like, near impossible, just because how fast you're going, how, like, wide these turns are, or tight the turns are, I should say. I think solo course is pretty much just the same as this, except... Oh. Okay, the thing just ended. Yeah, so you can block them, which is nice. I don't know, there's... I'm sure there's some appeal to this game that I'm missing, but I was never a big fan of it personally. Like, this game is solid, but I don't know. I kind of wish I was just playing F1. Yeah, this is where this game gets just kind of awkward to play. Where you got all these, like, oil barrels that are just in the middle of the road. It's like, oh... Like, it's so hard to do, because it just feels random if I can dodge them or not. Like, yeah, like I dodged them that time, but I don't know if you can shoot the barrels down. There's certainly other obstacles on the road that you can't shoot down. Okay, so you can shoot them. At least in this mode, you don't get limited lives, because the problem with the fighting course mode, which is, I guess, kind of the main mode in this, the problem with that mode is that basically, you crash a few times on the later courses, and that's it. Like, it's very unforgiving. This mode, at least, is just a case of making it in time. Also, yeah, slightly irritating that it doesn't tell you the speed you're going at. Which, again, like F1 Race did that, and that was released before this. Like a decade, not a decade, like a year before this. Not quite a decade. But, I mean, you can tell that they, yeah, built this on F1 Race. Yeah, like, good luck dodging that. It's just, half the time they're just off the screen when you, like, turn into them, and it just makes it so awkward. I don't know. Again, like I say, some people seem to like this game a lot. I, personally, don't really care for it. It's just kind of, yeah. Yeah, I think I prefer this mode, you know, being able to only crash a couple of times, and then it's game over. Not sure that entirely works with this game. just because of how hard it is to dodge a lot of the obstacles. Granted, this might not be quite as hard as Slalom. Like, Slalom is, like, super hard. But, okay, here we go. Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, good luck dodging all those. I'm just gonna line the entire street with barrels. And then you've got those, like, rocks that you can't even shoot. Like, you try shooting down the rocks, nothing happens. You just crash into them. So that's the problem. Like, you want to go maximum speed so you can make it to the end of the level. And then the game's just like, no. And then they have, like, ice, which just makes it even more awkward. Because it's not hard enough to dodge stuff already. Yeah, I don't know. I guess unfair. I mean, I'd certainly would use that to describe the fighting mode. I mean, how anyone can beat that without using, like, save states or whatever, I don't know. I mean, you could maybe memorize the track layouts and, like, where all the obstacles are, but even then, I'm not even sure if it's predetermined where they show up. It's like this. I don't think there's a brake button, so you just gotta change the gears. Also, yeah, it's like I'm on the beach and then suddenly it's winter. Just sudden blizzard out of nowhere. I don't know what's going on with that. Just the game being weird. I mean, there is some cool stuff to this. I mean, I like the aesthetic of this game more than anything else. But yeah. But yeah, it's stuff like that that's just like, ugh. Oh, okay, I think I just about managed it. So there we go, that's level 3. I don't know how many levels this mode has. I'm going to assume 10. Because I know that in the fighting course mode, you choose the levels and you gotta do 10 levels and then it loops back. The background change colours, I think that is normally how this game works anyway, on the later levels, like, whenever it, like, changes weather conditions or whatever. I think that is normal for this game, like, yeah, and, like, you can see the way things move about is a bit rough, but, again, that's just Mach Rider being the way it is. So, I don't know what's going on with the colour of the road. Like, why is it lilac? So, what's going on here? Also, yeah, shooting the barrels does nothing other than just moving them out of the way. But hey, at least I can try to go for a high score, if nothing else. Something tells me I'm probably not going to beat this level. But I could give it a go anyway. And again, beating like 10 levels of this, I don't think that's happening. I'm not sure if this game is particularly strange. Again, to me, it kind of just feels like bad Road Blasters. Which again is maybe a little bit unfair, just considering when this game was made, but it's how I've always assessed this game in my head. And even with like the knowledge that this came first, it just, I don't know, it's like playing Rapid Racer, having already played Hydro Thunder, and I cannot assess it without like comparing it negatively to Hydro Thunder. I'm just like, Hydro Thunder is just a better game. It's just straight up. Like, it's not even close. Okay, at that time I just got lucky. Gotta be lucky. And I gotta be honest too. But yeah, like, you're looking at how fast, like, the enemy bikers go. Like, what am I supposed to do here? Like, I'm going at maximum speed, and they're just straight up faster than I am. It's like, well, I can't really do much there. Unless I was in the wrong gear, but I don't think I was. Okay, well, that's one knocked out of the way. See, there is something gratifying about just destroying the other bikes. Or mopeds, or... like, what were they called? Motor tracks, or whatever it is? I don't know. Yeah, I kind of figured, like... I don't know if it's meant to be a beach, or just a straight-up desert. Because I think they were trying to go for, like, a Mad Max feel with the graphics. You know, I'll give them credit. You know, they do a pretty good job with that. I mean, especially considering how early this game was. This was, you know, 1985. Hold on. Is this the one where, like, if you go off the track, you just die? It's like in, like, Chase HQ2 or whatever. No, it's just... No, the ground is just blue. Which you would think would be water, but apparently not. Ooh, actually I'm getting into this a little bit. It'd be really funny if you could only drive on this bit while it was white. So you drive on it when it's ice, and then it's... Yeah, then all of a sudden... Oh! So I've got to go... What did it say at the start? Was it like 40 kilometers, I think? Okay, let's see how far I get. There we go, that's one other way. I don't know what these circles are. I'm going to assume I just crash into them and blow up. Considering that most things in the game kind of have that effect. I do know if you go too slow, you do get overtaken by other bikes, and they tend to just crash into you and just make you blow up. Yeah, like, where is this supposed to be? I mean, the background almost looks like... It's like I'm in the Hokuto no Ken world. But then it also looks like I'm just driving on a road in the middle of the ocean. Even though it's clearly not supposed to be water, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to drive on it. Or maybe this is like the incredible, like... the incredible hovering bike. Ugh. Double KO. I mean, granted, to be fair, this is still the best game I've played on this page. Like, in spite of my, reservations with it. Like, there is more to this game than there is to, like, any of the other ones. I mean, you compare this to, like, Air Alert. Or especially, like, Aquarium. It's like, finally, a real game! Not a great one, but, you know, to be fair, Nintendo certainly made worse. I mean, you compare this game to, like, volleyball, which is just horrific. Just, like, a mess. Or soccer, which is just, well, as dull as the real sport. Which I suppose I gotta give him credit. It does replicate the sport accurately, but... Yeah, I mean, I guess this was, like, a reworking of F1 Race. I don't know if it was just so they wouldn't get sued for copying... like, I don't know if it was so they wouldn't get sued for basically copying pole position, but... I've got to be honest, I like that game more than this. But this was released in Japan as well, so it's more than just a reworking. Like, there is more to this game. In a sense, like, there's more to this game than F1 Race, but I prefer what F1 Race does. As, like, bastard hard as that game gets. Like, level 3 in that game is insanely hard. You know, like, we're talking Mach Rider levels of difficulty. Okay, what other games do we have left? I think it's just Burrow Explorer, isn't it? Yeah, because I think I've done all of these other games. Okay. Burrow Explorer it is. Okay, this one at least kind of tries to be a real game, in a sense. So this is basically, you're inside a maze, and you have to try not to get killed.
In this soundtrack.
I mean, I have to. I mean, I think every time this song comes up in one of these games, we have to do that clip. But yeah, this game, I feel like there's something to this. I'm not sure about the execution, though. Okay. Hey, we did a level! I don't know how many levels there are to this game. Yeah, you look at how small this box is. You know, I've got a plan. I'm going to keep, like, tapping the direction, so I don't get caught out immediately. Oh! I got time. I gained extra time, I think. Okay, so I've got to wait for this thing to move out of the way. I mean, thankfully the enemies don't move that quickly, but Yeah, having them in a spot like this, where it's like directly in the way of where the exit is. Oh wait, they had the mouse from Little Samson in a version of this? I don't remember that one. I just remember, yeah, this one where you play as the miner from Boulder Dash. Because, yeah, you're not fooling me, game. That is just the character you play as in Boulder Dash. That they just ripped off. Ugh. And this soundtrack. I mean, that's really the best part of this game, is the soundtrack. Actually, I feel like there's something to the concept. Like a maze that's all in darkness. I feel like you can do something good with that. Unfortunately, I don't know that this game is, yeah, really what you're looking for. I don't know. Like, okay, I can imagine a world where, like, this game is good. Or like someone made this game, but a good version of it. At least the hit detection seems to work. So it could be worse. So what happens if I rescue this man? I think I got an extra... I think I got an extra life and immediately lost it because an enemy happened to spawn there. Okay, so I don't even know if I can go this way. Like, does this enemy just block off this whole section of the level? Let's see. Oh, no. Okay, we can do this. Okay, we've got the time. Unfortunately, we haven't got Morris Day, but, you know, maybe we can get that in a future revision. Okay, stage 5. I don't know how many levels this game has. I don't remember actually finishing this game, so let's see if I can do that. Yes, it's trying to figure out where the safe spots are on these levels. Ooh, not that one. Let's see if this leads to victory or if this is just... No, that's just a corner. So I don't want to do that. Okay, is there anything I can do here? Or does this enemy just straight up block this area? No, no, we're good. Stage 6. At least this has, like, actual level designs. Let me guess. There's going to be an enemy up here, isn't there? Oh, no. At least there are items to collect beyond just, like, the enemies that kill you. Unfortunately, I've also got to figure out where the exit is at the same time. And you don't get that much time to do this. Like, you get some. I think it's like they give you the right amount of time for it to be challenging. Yeah, I don't think Balloon Shooter's on this, because I feel like if that was on this console, it would probably be on this page somewhere. And I haven't seen that one. Okay, got more time. No, and immediately lost. See, this is the problem. Like, you don't get enough vision. I think what they needed to do to make this work better was to make that kind of, thing, like the light. They needed to make it a little bit bigger than it is. It's just not big enough, and as a result, it's kind of awkward to play. But that's that page of games done. So that is page 21 completed. Now we've got page 22. Oh yes, now we get to see what the next page of games looks like. I get the feeling a lot of these are going to be the same as the games that I just played. Yeah, so what we've got baseball. Oh no. Yeah, like the other baseball game wasn't bad enough. Okay, Cannonade. So, you know, Bubble. Yeah, this is literally just Burbles again. I'm just going to show this on screen for a minute. Yeah, so remember the fish game I mentioned earlier? Yeah, this is that game. It's literally Burbles again. Only a few only a few entries later on this menu, so they really did not make enough of an effort to hide the fact that this is just the same game as the previous one. So, yeah, not a whole lot to say there. And on the subject of reskinned games, Cannonade or Annonade, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, you remember Air Alert? Well, this is the exact same game again, only they changed the graphics slightly. Yeah. Not a whole lot to say about this one, since we've already played it. Like, on today's stream, in fact. So what do we have aside from that? We have Bomb King, Baseball New, Coast Guard, Cub Adventure, great. Depth Bomb, Devildom Doom, Diamond, and Dune War. Okay, you know what, let's do Cub Adventure just to get it out of the way. Yeah, what is annonade? Great. Okay, this game I remember, this one is at least short, if nothing else. So we can get this one out of the way in a few minutes. This is a bit of an odd one. You play as a cub who kind of looks like a snowman, but sure. With the amazing soundtrack to go with it. Yeah, here we go. Just wait patiently in the queue. Oh. No, that drops it in the opposite direction than I thought it would. So, that's good. Good. Okay, now we gotta get to this thing. Yeah. Remember the song from the Mad Christmas game? It's back. And better than ever. And by better than ever, I mean it's exactly the same. And I don't think that, like, win animation is even animated. Like, you're on a propeller, and the propeller is completely static. Which is, amazing. Ooh, here we go. At least you move faster than most of the enemies do. But, yeah, this is kind of the whole game. You just walk around, collect hearts, and then... Oh, no, it is animated, never mind. And, yeah, collect the thing. It looks a little bit like Island from a distance. And then you play it, and it's like, no, this is not... This is actually not Island. It's actually a different game. I don't think we've actually played this one yet. Ooh. Yeah, thankfully, if you go next to an enemy, it doesn't kill you. You have to actually be on the same square that they're on. And there doesn't seem to be any kind of time limit. So I can take as long as I want to. It's my game and I can do what I want to. It's like the world's worst version of Choo Choo Rocket. Yeah, and this is it. Okay. Collect the heart. Then we've got to get to that thing on the top. Not on the top, but sort of in the middle. And then we get to fly away. Just like Lenny Kravitz wanted us to. Yeah, this game is kind of a big contrast to so many of the other games on this. Because, yeah, you can literally beat it in like 3 minutes. So, it's another one off the list. We've beaten a fair few games today. Pretty they're all nice code, but, you know, just kind of how it is. What else do we have? Let's play Bomb King. Yeah, so I was mentioning Battleship earlier. Yeah, if you remember Battleship, well, imagine Battleship, except now it's farm-themed, maybe? I don't even know what this is. So let's see if the computer can outsmart me. Now, you do have these sort of bombs, just like in the other game. It's funny that they essentially ripped off Battleship twice. Like, as in the Battleship NES game. They were like, we're going to make 2 versions of this. But one of them is going to have more mechanics than the other one. This one is a very direct rip-off of the original. No, well, the thing is... Oh, are you watching all of the Nice Code VODs? Well, I wish you the best of luck. I mean, I'm just revisiting so many of these games. Okay, let's see if the computer can catch on to my plan. I just want to see if that works. But yeah, 10 parts. I'm going to tell you right now, it does not get much better than this, but it seems like I found the smallest barback. Is barback even a real word? Or is that like a misspelling of barrack? Because they sort of look like barracks, but I don't know if they are. Oh, you watched some live, yeah. Okay, what's the computer doing? Oh. Nope, it hasn't figured it out. Hasn't got any of mine yet. But I got a really small one. By the way, if I remember correctly, this screen is not indicative of anything. Because, I mean, yes, or indicative, I suppose you have to say. But yeah, I don't think, yeah, the fact that that was, you know, 2 blocks wide is really reflected on the screen. Like, I think it just happens to be coincidence that I happened to find that one. Because, like, here, like, there isn't really supposed to be any barrack on screen, because I haven't found any. Unless maybe I did hit one. I just don't see it yet. Yeah, so it's like, I didn't find any, even though you could see it on screen. I don't really understand that. But, here we go. I'm just going to go for the corners, see if the computer's doing what I'm doing. I wonder if I can get this whole page done today. I mean, it's nice code games, and again, a couple of them are literally reskinned versions of games that I've played today. Yep, I don't think the computer's going to get me just yet. Unfortunately, it hasn't gone for the corners, so I might struggle with this. I do kind of like the animation here, even if it is just a clear... You know, they basically ripped off the real Battleship NES game, which is a game I wouldn't really want to bother with anyway. Do like that sound effect. Actually, that might be the same sound effect from the other game. Thinking about it. There is a little bit of strategy on the computer's part where you notice that it kind of does what I was doing in the other game, where I kind of do it in a grid, because there isn't a ship that's 1 block in size, so it's pointless to kind of go for spaces where they can't possibly be in. Did I get this one? I don't think I did. No, okay. Yeah, he still hasn't got my base. Yeah, you think maybe try that bottom right corner? No, okay. I was overestimating his strategy. He is going for ones where there can't possibly be anything. I mean, yes, I can see where I placed everything, but even if I couldn't, it's like... Yeah, you can't do it like that. You can't place the barracks, you know, diagonally. That's not how this works. Here we go. Yeah, I'm just playing this because I can. It does annoy me that the graphics on this screen are misleading, though. So I'll go get the 3-length and 4-length ones. Mind you, this does take a fair bit longer than the other game, just because of all the animations that you have to watch. Yeah. Not a whole lot more to say about this one. I mean, you kind of see what's going on. I just want to at least play until the computer hits one of my bases. Just want to see what happens there. Also, I've run out of bombs, which might be a problem. By the way, does anyone know what WXG1 means? Like, the thing on the top right? Is that short for Weishing, maybe? I'm pretty sure Nice Code worked on this, so I don't know what's going on there. Yes! Okay. We got one. Yeah, I'm going to play this smart. Watch this. I'm going to do it like this. See if that works. And it did not. Yeah, see, I'm going to do it from a distance. Because I've already gotten the 2-length one, so I don't need to worry about that. But what about this? Imagine doing this. Like, imagine if you played a game Battleship in real life, and, like, one of the players didn't even manage to hit the other player's thing even once in the whole game. It's like, how is that even possible? Okay, so... Now I know where this last one is. Well, I don't know where the last one is, but... Like, look at this, he hasn't even hit one of the bases yet. Okay, I think I know how to beat this game. Oh. Yeah, this is the worst computer I've ever seen. It's kind of the opposite of, like, all the other board games I've played, where the computer just destroys me immediately. And then this game... It's like... Oh. He's changing up his strategy a little bit. Well, I say he. I suppose it, because, you know, it's a computer. It really is like Bugs War is just the cut-down version of this. And I don't really understand how or why that is the case. Do you think he's going to figure it out? Oh, this is the worst I've ever seen. How do I do this? Yeah, the bug one. Yeah, well, as I say, I have played that today. I don't know if that game has an ending. If it does, I'm not going to play that far. Because, you know, I've got better things to do, like play Bomb King on my entertainment system plug and play. See, you're not going to get this on the real NES Mini. Like, you know, they didn't put Bugs War on there. They didn't put Bomb King or Aimless or like, you think Nintendo's going to acknowledge the greatness of Awful Rushing? I don't think so. Oh, it's getting closer, I think. See how close it gets. Oh. Oh. No. No. See, this is like watching me play chess. It's like, how are you this bad at it? I mean, there are some NES minigames on this, but it's mainly the earlier ones, like Super Mario Bros. And Galaga and Balloon Fight. I can't remember what else was on the NES Mini that's also on this. But, like, this doesn't even have... I don't think this even has, like, Mario 2 or 3 or anything like that. No. In fact, no, I was going to look into it, but I don't really care enough. You know what, actually, since this game, as far as I'm aware, does actually go on forever, if we beat this level, I'm just going to say I beat the game, because, well, to be fair, I don't think there's really a situation where I'm going to lose at this point, considering that I've got one boat left to find, and the computer hasn't found any of mine yet. Which tells me that maybe I might be in with a chance. Just gotta figure out where this last one is. Amazing tune. Okay, where could this be? Let's try this bit. Oh, okay, we got it. Now it's got to figure out where the last two blocks are. Okay, let's try this one. Nope, it's not that. It's vertical. Not that I could have known, because I only found one of the things. But whatever. Yeah, something tells me I'm about to win this one. I do know that this game has multiple levels, but... yeah, suffice to say, I'm not going to do those. Like, I'm just going to beat this one level and just say that we beat it. Because, again, I don't think this game ends. Like, it's literally just this one level that goes on forever. And actually, I'm going to prove that when we get to level 2. Like, what is the computer doing? It's obviously not there. Well, flawless victory it is. I'm officially the Bomb King. That's what you are to call me from now on. Yes, start 2. I'm sure when I played this before, it said something like level 2, start 2. I don't get that. But yeah, as I say, each level in this is identical to the last. So, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, so they're bigger this time. Yeah, so the sizes of the barbacks or barracks or sheds or whatever they're supposed to be, they do change a little bit, just like Bugs War, but not really a whole lot more to say about this one. Again, I'm fairly certain this game is endless. Okay, let's see if they actually managed to hit me this time. Does the computer just not go for the bottom right corner? Okay, I think I've figured out the secret to beating this game. Just put everything in the bottom right corner and you win. But yeah, I'm just going to count that as a victory, because, again, if there is an ending, I don't think anyone's actually going to play that far. So, we'll just go on the assumption that there isn't. On the subject, let's play Depth Bomb. Oh, it's the same game! I forgot about this. Yeah, so this. Okay, let's see if the computer does the same thing, though. Yeah, I'd forgotten they put multiple of the same game on the same page. Like, they went to no effort to hide the fact that it's the same. But yeah, if you wanted this game, except it's literally Battleship, with the same theming, well, that's also on this console. This is probably the original version of the game, I would assume. Actually, no, there is another version of this that doesn't have the background music. Unfortunately, that's not the version they put on the system. But, I mean, this is one of the more playable Nice Code games, to be fair. Like, this one kind of works. Not that you'd want to play it, because it's a bad rip-off of a bad NES game, but, you know, it's something. But, yeah, we can safely skip that one. What about Dune War? And someone honking their horn, apparently. Yeah. Some of the best graphics you'll find on this entire console. Oh, I remember this. Yeah, this is, like another Intellivision ripoff. I can't remember what the original game is called, but... Yeah, they kind of... So this was originally, like, a space-themed game. I don't remember what the original was called, but, yeah, this is ripping that off. And they've just made it, like, desert-themed, I guess. You're just playing as a soldier. Like, the worst running controls in the world. It's like he has this weird inertia to him that doesn't really make any sense. Like, I don't know what's going on here. Oh, also they stole the font from Bubble Bobble 2 for some reason. I think that game's actually on this, thinking about it. Yeah, here we go. I can just stand in place and just win. Like, look at this. Well, I say win. I don't think this game actually ends. It's just a case of trying to score the most points. Yep, this is it. Shoot down planes. Yeah, this is like someone putting a bunch of cheats in, like, GTA. You know, got, you know, wanted star level 5 and got the rocket launcher and just started blowing up planes. That's what I do, personally. One of my favourite pastimes. Also, I adore the sound design in this. Doop, 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 doop. Also, this desert goes on forever. Like, this is it. Yeah, I don't really get this one. Also, it doesn't help that, like, this is it. Like, you've got one enemy type that just shoots really slow-moving bullets towards you, and that is the game. That's all you do. This is it. And it's not like these ground tiles affect you in any way. I mean, the controls are messed up anyway, but... Yeah. This is the whole game. Well, if I could probably count this as an easy win. Not that there's really any win condition to attain, but... You know, there's no high score or anything like that. It is just this one screen. I don't think... Does GTA have a God mode? I don't remember. Maybe some of them do. Take your baby by the hand. We could do a handstand. Take your baby by the hand. Do the next thing that you feel. Yeah, so that's what this game needs. It just needs the Vice City soundtrack just played over the top of it. That would be the best game ever. In the dance hall days. Yeah, you ever played this Dune War? You ever, Hold on, let's see if I can glitch this out. Because it's the most fun I'm going to get out of this game is trying to bug it out. Yeah, can mess with that a little bit. I mean, this is the game. Like, this is it. Oh, no, and I died. Great. Wait, how many lives do I have? Like, what's the 0, 1? Because I thought that was the lives count, but apparently that's something else. I chose not to choose life. I chose something else. And that something else is Dune War, apparently. Yes, Storm Over the Desert. You know what? To be fair, like, Storm Over the Desert has, like, 9 levels, doesn't it? And then it just ends. Well, no, it doesn't end. It, like, loops back to the first level. Like, Storm Over the Desert is, like, one of the worst Action 52 games, and that says something. I played those. But, I mean, Action 52 is terrible, but there's a charm to it that this lacks. Like, at least Storm Over the Desert has Saddam Hussein in it. This doesn't even have that. Just like giant Saddam Husseins that you run over with your tank. Like, if this game had that, it would be the best game ever. Just on this entire console. Yeah, that's true. I mean, Action 52 is funny bad. This is just kind of dull. Satan Hussein. Or Satan, or how you pronounce it. Like, what even all these controls? I mean, to be fair, this does control better than Storm Over the Desert. At least you can move in more than 4 directions. But also, like, why did he steer like this? I mean, I know why. It's because it's a reskin of a space game. It's supposed to be playing as a spaceship. And they, again, just reskin the game in a way that just doesn't make any sense. Oh, I got 420 points? Okay, does anyone know what the heads-up display actually means? Because I haven't quite figured that one out. Do hoot, do hoot hoot hoot, do hoot hoot do 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 do. Okay, I don't know why I did that. I don't even know what the 2 means. Like, is that lives or is that? I don't know. Maybe that's something else. I mean, kind of like the turning animation. Which, granted, you know, the planes are literally just 1 frame of animation. They couldn't even be bothered to animate that. Yeah, there we go. My peak score. What does that mean? And what is going on with this screen? Like, just... Yeah, we figured out how to, like, move sprites around on the screen, so we're just going to throw that in there. Well... You know what, let's just count that as a victory, just because I can. Let's see if I can do the rest of the games on this page today. So we have, what is it, Baseball New, Coast Guard, Devildom Doom, and Dyna'mix. Okay, so we've actually done the majority of these already. Let's get Baseball New out of the way. Because it's baseball, and who gives a toss? Like, you know, I already don't want to play Nintendo Baseball. What makes you want to think want to play this version? What if baseball, but Nice Code made it? Like, oh. You're out. Yeah, so this is also the Intellivision game. And I don't really understand how this one works. Yes, it is time to get the baseball emoji out. The one time where it makes sense. Also, yeah, it feels like it's impossible to strike out the computer. Like, no matter what I do. Do you think that's even a real person, or they just, like, use some kind of digitized 3D image? Or something. I don't know. So I guess I'm the blue team going up against the grey team. Is this meant to be some kind of, like, allegory? It's like, yeah, I'm the Union, trying to race against... trying to play against the Confederacy. Also, I genuinely have no idea how to play this. Like this baton bit. Yeah, it's like you gotta, like, mash, like, left and down to run. Doesn't make any sense. No, this is based on an Intellivision game. Although... I distinctly remember the Atari games were the absolute worst. I don't know, maybe I'm just missing something. Maybe my brain just isn't wired to be able to appreciate baseball games. I've just never liked them. I kind of like the Tom and Sorter game on the Mega Drive. For the 2-player mode. I didn't like playing it single player though. But like, look at how, like, just broken this game is. It's like only one person on the fielding team can run at a time. Like, this is... Oh, this is the worst. What happens if I just sit there? I just want to see if there's like a mercy rule. The game won't even let me do that. Okay, so this is just a bad game. Okay, is the original version of this any good? Or like real sports baseball on Atari? Because I've played... What was it? Atari 50, which had real sports baseball on it, and it is terrible. Or at least I thought it was. I don't know. Again, maybe that game is secretly good, but I do remember seeing other people say that that game is rubbish, so I get the feeling I'm not missing much with that one. No, this is... Yeah, this is terrible. Like, look at that! You can't even choose who to play as. Like, the game just picks it for you. Oh, and now the pitcher's not even standing in the right spot. Wait, did I break the game? So, the pitcher just, like, threw the ball to one of the outfield players, and I can't actually do anything. I can pause the game, but... Ah! You know what? This is the best part. The part where I can just sit here and just make fun of how bad this game is. Ken Griffey Jr. presents MLB. I mean, maybe I can do, like, 2-player on that at some point. Yeah, that might be something to consider at some point, because maybe I can get my partner to play some baseball with me. I mean, to be fair, I'm rubbish at these games. I mean, I'm so bad at this one that I managed to make it crash, so that should tell you something. Okay, so we've also got Coast Guard. What is this? Oh, I remember this one. Yeah, I think this was... Isn't this like a reskinned version of... It's like one of the Motum Canyon Bomber, I think. Where they kind of just did a really messed up version of it. With this amazing soundtrack. Yeah, I don't really get how you do this version. Oh, I got one. Yeah, to be honest, I never got this game. I kind of get the original version of this, which I think works differently. You can't even, like, change the speed of your plane. You just have to pray that the things line up. Oh, we did it. We did our level. Oh, come on. Like, I'm clearly hitting that and the game's not counting it. Are you enjoying the soundtrack yet? No, and, okay, that time the plane decided to come out from the other end of the screen. I don't understand that. And it's also, okay, you hit enough boats and then you go to the next level. Sucks. It's just... Oh, someone signed off on this. Like, I clearly hit that boat and it didn't count it. That's just... Oh, that's broken. You want to poor? Yeah, this is poverty gaming, this is. Like, if this is the game you were stuck with back as a kid, I feel bad for you. And I say that as someone who likes Air Sea Battle on the Atari. This is a really bad version of it. Oh, come on, I hit that. It's just... That sucks. Like, what even are the hitboxes in this game? Ugh. Okay, I've got one. Oh, we've got another one. Okay, and both buttons do the same thing. You can move these, like, flags that tell you where you're shooting. You know, like in Air Sea Battle. Unlike Air Sea Battle, there doesn't seem to be any kind of two-player. Because I'm going to assume the two-player in this is you take turns. Given how so many of these other nice code games work. Like, even ones that were two-player games originally often tend to just be one player, and then you take turns, and sometimes you don't even get that option. Ooh, stage 4. Ooh, how many pages? Well, to be fair, we've done the majority of the games already. There's not that many left, I don't think. Like that, I clearly hit that, and the game just said no. Okay, so I can change the height of the shot mid-shot, so there is that, I guess. So it is possible to correct course, I suppose, but... not that it really matters that much. Oh, we're having fun, yeah, 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 oh no. Okay, you can kind of game this a little bit. If the hit detection decides to work, clearly this game's hit detection is not up to that today. Yeah, there is like a 70s arcade game that's a bit like this, except, you know, that version didn't suck. So it seems random as to, like, what side the plane comes out. I'm sure in the original version of this, it like, alternated between, like, going out from the left and out from the right. Here it just seems to be random. Like, I don't know if there is any rhyme or reason to it. It's like, yeah, the game just decided to do this. Okay, does this game just go on forever? Because graphically this reminds me a lot of Submarine. It's just, like, free backgrounds, they just loop endlessly. Ugh. I wish this had, like, the submarine music in it. Because that music was actually good. Mostly because they ripped it off from another game. And this game is kind of showing why they were ripping off soundtracks from other games. I mean, considering that this is the alternative. Like, the fact that you can't even change the speed of the plane is, like, as the real problem with this. Because, again, I'm certain in the original you could do that, and here they just couldn't be bothered to program that in. And sometimes the hit detection just breaks, like there. Where it's like, you obviously hit the thing, and the game just says no. But it seems like the strategy is just go for the ones near the top of the screen. Yeah, like that. I obviously hit the ship and it didn't count it. You gotta be exactly on the thing before it doesn't count it. Okay, how many, like, ships do I need to get to beat this level? Like, does this one just... Is this like F1 race, the last level just goes on forever? No. Okay, you know what? I'll do you one better. Not only am I going to turn the audio off, I'm going to turn the game off. I can turn the audio off for the next game, I suppose. Okay. Actually, what else do we have? We have Devildom Doom and Diamond. Okay, well, I don't think this game is music anyway. I guess we can count that last one's completed, because again, I'm pretty sure that one is endless. It didn't seem to have any kind of end in its... Yeah, just kind of loops the same few levels over and over. There we go, Devildom Doom. If you ever played the game Night Stalker, well, this is basically we have Night Stalker at home. Yeah, this is it. It's kind of just that, except they changed the maze layout. Other than that, it's kind of the same thing. I like Night Stalker, actually. It's one of the better games on the Intellivision. This is not a great version of it. Though, actually, to be fair, as far as, like, Intellivision, like, rip-offs go, this, I would say, is one of the better ones. Because it kind of works as a game, to some extent. Certainly far better than that baseball one where it crashed. I mean, the title screen is really the best part of the baseball game. Let's be honest. Yeah, Night Stalker at home. I mean... For what it's worth, I mean, even, like, the actual recreation of Night Stalker is not great. It really doesn't play any better than this. Oops. But yeah, this is it. Also, why does the main bad guy go through the walls? I don't think they did that in the original. But again, I mean, as far as like, nice code... like, recreations go, this is still one of the better ones. Which is kind of sad, when you consider that. Like, what is... Like, what are these graphics? Like, what is this arena that? I mean, it's just made out of blocks. I'm sure there's another version of this game on this console as well. You know, I don't know who came up with it. I feel like it probably came from, like, a TV show or something like that. But I mean, let's face it, so many of the games that are on this console are essentially, we have this other game at home. Like, even some of the real, like, NES Famicom games are essentially just that. I do kind of like the sprite that I'm playing as. I mean, they probably ripped it off from something, but, you know. Yeah, Diamond is at least going to be short. We won't be on that one for more than a few minutes. Oh. No, and I just randomly got killed. I couldn't tell if I got hit by the projectile, or if, like, I just barely touched the hitbox of the other enemy. Hard to tell with these games. I wonder if this is what they built Burrow Explorer from. How many lives do I have? Is it... Oh, I see a 2 in the corner. Yeah, if I can get to the... Yeah, if I can get to the shot... Okay, so again, this game really has no win condition. Like, what you see on screen, that's all you get from this one. Like, you know, there's no... there's nothing beyond this. So, yeah, not a whole lot to say about that. There's no high score, so... Yeah, we just count that as completed. Is it VTO free? There aren't any VTO free games on this, so I'm going to say no. Well, last game on this page, we got some Diamond. Let's see what we've got going on this. Yeah, Robocop 2 is just... Ugh, one of the very worst games. Like, even counting all the nice code games on this, that is still one of the worst. Like, that game is just hateful. Like, nice code games tend to be more just incompetently bad. Like, this game, I feel like, you know, they didn't want to make the game super hard. It's just, yeah, they didn't really know how to program the physics. It's funny, because we have seen, like, the real Arkanoid on this system. Like, they have Arkanoid on this, and yet, for some reason, they decided to include this rip-off version. on this console as well. So I don't really understand the point of including this game. Maybe they just wanted to include a version of Arkanoid that people could actually finish. Because, yeah, Arkanoid on the NES, kind of impossibly hard, especially if you don't have the paddle controller. Because the game was really designed for that. Yeah, the music in this one's not bad, to be fair. It's okay. You know, it doesn't irritate me the way that, like... So it's got that going for it. And you also don't have to clear all the blocks, which, you know, I do give them credit. It's like, let's take Arkanoid and change it up a little bit. So you don't have to get rid of all the blocks. You only have to touch the diamond on the... well, wherever in the stage it is. Okay, here we go. Ugh! Going over its way to avoid the block. This is not helping. Okay, there we go. Welcome to the worst part of Arkanoid, which is this stupid level. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, this level sucked in the original game, so you really can't expect much out of this. Personally, I would have just cut this level completely. In fact, I think the NES version of Arkanoid, they actually made this level easier. Because they knew that, like, it was, like, too hard to be level 3. And, yeah, this version, with, like, as jank as the physics are, is, like, completely by chance if you can actually beat this level. Because, yeah, I mean, at least in Arkanoid, the physics kind of work in a way that makes more sense. I mean, it's one of the better ones. Like, I mean, this game at least kind of works. The problem is the physics, yeah, largely don't. It's kind of a shame. It's like, could have been something, but then, yeah, they had to go and spoil it by just breaking the physics. And it doesn't help that they, like, put this level in the game. Like, taking what was already a pretty dismal level to begin with and just making it worse by just having the physics not work. Like, they had to have known. I mean, then again, you know, shame on Taito for putting this level so early in the game in the first place. I mean, they could have at least put this as a later level in, like, the NES version. Wouldn't have killed them. Ugh, okay. Yeah, like, this is a game I can at least beat, unlike real Arkanoid. No, and the thing just shot straight down. Yeah, that's the problem with this game. The physics, like, the ball just bounces in random directions. And there's no consistency to it. I think that's the real problem. Not only is it jank, but it's also inconsistent. You can't plan around it. You just have to pray that the ball goes where you want it to. Yeah, good luck trying to gauge where you're trying to hit the ball to. Ugh, okay. Yeah, also, the ball does just speed up at random, too. It does amuse me that they have a stage in this that's obviously just a Space Invader. Because, of course, you know, Taito made the original game. Okay, I feel like the grav beam thing is more important. Sadly, there's no laser in this game. That would have been quite helpful. Even with all the indestructible blocks. No! Stop avoiding the thing. There we go. Stage 6. What was this one? Oh, it's this level. Yeah, like, the ball just speeds up at random. If the ball just decides to go fast, you lose. That's basically how this game works. And again, because it's inconsistent, and usually the power-ups appear in places where you can't collect them without dying. Like that. It's like, what was I supposed to do there? Like, the ball just suddenly decided to go super fast. Okay, so I think that's it. But I'm going to have to beat the high score to beat this game. Because beating this game does not beat the high score. Like, you gotta do more beyond that. So let's see. Yeah, I'm not going to beat the game like... Nope, okay, we didn't beat it. Because the game decided to be a shit at the end. I think that's all the games, isn't it? Yeah, I think I've done all these. Okay. We'll start the next page. We'll play 1 or 2 more games. And then we'll call it a day. Just because I want to see what the next page even has. And see if any of the games are ones I've done already. Okay, so what do we have? Page 35. Okay, what is on this one? Page 35. It is this page. Okay. So, interesting selection of games on this. We have Bump and Jump, Dino Ricky, Ghostbusters. Oh, no. I think I know what I'm saving for next time. Spy Hunter, Paperboy, Tenagahu Tant. You know, that classic. Battle Tank, Aladdin Free, Tecmo Bowl, and Mickey Mouse. Yeah, I'm going to do Mickey Mouse entirely because I hate this game and I don't want to have to play it next time. Like, this game is terrible. I don't know what it is, but yeah, like Hudson Soft. They made all these, like, they made a lot of good games on the NES, but when it came to licensed games, they usually just whiffed it. And this is definitely no exception. Like, this... I don't know what it is, but this has always been kind of like a personal unfave. Oh yeah, there's definitely going to be games from the 245 in one real game. But these are at least real games, you know, in contrast to what I've been playing for most of this stream. So there are, like, some hidden power-ups. So there's just, like, a bunch of, like, draconian just nonsense in this. Like, the fact that you can't attack the enemies until they start moving, which doesn't make any sense. You also need to have Mini follow you everywhere, and if you lose her, then you have to go back to the screen that it was on. It's just... like, this game is obnoxious, just in ways that just make it not fun. It's kind of funny, because this game looks okay from a distance, but if you actually sit down to play it... yeah. I mean, personally, I'd say this is probably Hudson's worst game. Maybe. I need to think about that, but... it's definitely the one that I'd least want to play. Like, I have this on, I think several multi-carts, actually. This is one that's just weirdly common, despite not being very good. Presumably just based on the license. Like, that has to be the reason. So I collected what I'm guessing is Donald Duck's face, maybe? Yeah, just kill the enemy before it kills you. Yeah, I think Tedious sums up this one pretty well. But I'd say Tedious and Draconian. Again, there are just aspects of this game that don't make any sense, or that only exist to make it worse. So, like, you shoot this thing, and watch this. Okay, so Donald Duck appears. Get my health back. I assume it's Donald Duck anyway, I don't know what else it could be. Also, you can't jump if you're standing in front of a ladder, and you just take damage randomly. Again, there's a reason I'm doing this game now. It's entirely so I don't have to play it on the next stream. I want to save some good games for the next part. Oh, you actually beat this game. I've tried playing through this one. I think I got a few levels in, and then, yeah, just kind of gave up. I actually did, yeah, play this game a little bit. I do know there are power-ups in this that actually, like, you just make you lose, essentially. How do you do this boss fight again? Oh yeah, like this. Like, the first stage is not that hard, to be fair. I say that and I'm gonna end up dying. Like, why am I not allowed to jump in front of a ladder? Like who did this? Oh, also, Mini cannot shoot. So it kind of ends up just being... I mean, Mini really just ends up being a liability in this game. It kind of just exists to just make things more awkward. Especially if you lose Mini, and then it's like, oh, now you have to find her, and it's just... oh. Okay. You played this game a lot. Well, I suppose if you didn't really have much else to play... oh, by the way, that was not the end of the level. Like, you did not complete the level. You beat the boss, you didn't complete the level, though. Like, you gotta do more if you want to beat this. Like, so I think you have to go all the way back to the start of the level as well. Like, this is what I say when I say this game is tedious. It's because of stuff like this. Like, I don't know if I could justify calling this one of the worst games on the system. But, yeah. I don't know which version this is. Is this the Famicom version? Because I know that, well, basically Capcom released this on the NES when they got the Disney license. Because they were like, well, you know, we already have this game. We may as well release it. And, yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, basically Capcom got the Disney license around like 1988, I think. And they were just kind of like, well, we may as well release this game, because it already exists. And I think it's fair to assume this is probably the worst Capcom Disney game on the NES. If you even count it as that. Which, personally, I would not, because, you know, Capcom didn't make it. Or were really involved with the original release of it. You know, I think calling this the worst Capcom Disney game is kind of a cheat. And actually, is it the worst? I haven't really played some of the others that much. I mean, there are some I've played a fair bit of. And then other ones that are not necessarily that well regarded that I just didn't get around to them. Yeah, I will do my due diligence. I will try to play through this one and see how far I get. Oh, also sometimes you just randomly land facing the wrong way. Which, I don't really understand that. There we go, get to the key. Thankfully there's no nasty trick at the end. It does just let you beat the level at least. Hold on, is level 2 the forest? Or no, it's level 3. Oh no, I remember this level. Yeah, this is a bit like Adventure Island. You have to try not to get knocked off the level. Spaceman. I never played Magic Kingdom that much. I know that game is meant to be, yeah, not great. I don't know, how does that game compare to this? Like, is it better or worse? Because I know that game is like a bunch of mini-games. This one is, I suppose, more cohesive as a game, but... Okay, I will give the game this. At least, once you get past level 1... Well, this part is at least a little bit more straightforward. Oh, but then you have just nonsense like that. It's like, Minnie fell in the water, so you lose. I don't know if anyone's ever played... I can't remember the name. It was like Kitaretsu something. Which was like a platformer that was based on an IP that was basically Doraemon the serial numbers filed off. And it was basically... It was kind of like this. I don't know what it is, but like pretty much any game where you play as multiple characters tends to be awful. Or at least certainly when it comes to like action platformers like this. I mean, obviously for, you know, RTS games and whatever, the standard is different, but I don't know what it is, but whenever they tried to make a platformer where you play as 2 characters, it was always terrible. Like this game, Hanano Stark Hido is actually worse. Like, I mean, that game is actually somehow worse than this one, which is pretty impressive. Like, I don't know what it is, but like, I'm sure there was another one that was released around the same time as those. That also was not good. It was called like City Adventure Touch, wasn't it? Ugh. Yeah, you say Magic Kingdom is punishing. I'd say this game is also punishing, but for different reasons. Like, this game is punishing in the sense that it's just badly designed. Like, well, you certainly designed a game. Yeah, this is just like memorization bollocks that's just not really worth bothering with. But, no. What was the game? Yes, City Adventure Touch, which I want to say has a reputation for being essentially Compile's worst Famicom game. And I believe it. It did not look great. Like, even just on a technical level, it looked so below the usual standard, let's say. Like, the only one of these games that was any good was, what's the one that I played? Binary Land, and even that game has its faults. Granted, I mean, that game is a million times better than this, but I still wouldn't go to my way to play it. I don't know. But games like this, it's like the developers learned all the wrong lessons from Super Mario Brothers. That's kind of how I define games like this. It's like, you gotta put a whole bunch of hidden stuff in your game, otherwise it's just not worth playing. It's kind of like, in a way, it's almost like, yeah, this is what Myland Secret Castle would be if it actually sucked. You would end up with this game. Also, the waves do like 15,000 hits of damage. Is there a way to skip this level? And how you're meant to avoid half this stuff, I don't know. Just like, yeah, get hit, dumbass. Yeah, and also the things bounce and just kill you immediately. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're punishing, but then they vary in quality. Like, this is at the very bottom of the pile. Like give me that ninja game over this. Like, the ninja game at least demands less of you. It's less, well, it makes more sense as a game. A little bit. To be fair, Bugged... I don't even know how you pronounce it. Bugut Honey, or Bugged Honey, or whatever it's called. I'm pretty sure that game is meant to be worse than this, but... yeah, I never really played that for more than a few minutes. But thankfully, I don't need to touch that game again, and I think I'm going to take the decision to not touch that again. And instead... well, when we come back in part 12, we'll take a look at these 9 other games, which I'm pretty sure are all better. You know, classics like Spy Hunter. I mean, even Ghostbusters is probably better than Mickey Mouse. Actually, I'm not sure. I'd need to think about that, but... yeah, Buggette Honey? I have no idea. I'm pretty sure Buggette is not a word. But, yeah. Well, when I come back this time next week, we'll get to play, Tenagahu Tant and see what that's about. So until then, I will see you later, people. Take care.